Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are now in Stage 2 territory. This morning we had competitors field 42 of the best ninjas in WA and South Australia compete alongside each other, and now we are left with the top 31 competitors to take on Stage 2.
These ninjas have 6 minutes and 15 seconds to get through Stage 2, and if they manage to do that, that will allow them to go on to Stage 3 tomorrow morning in the hopes to be crowned our last ninja standing or our total victor of the entire competition. Tom, I am super excited for tomorrow. I'm super excited for what we've got coming on this Arvo, and we've got the Australian Ninja Open tomorrow afternoon for our top 30 competitors, which we are going to find out in Stage 2 here.
Absolutely, we've got new obstacles for you now and a new bunch of fun. You should all be excited. These are going to be some seriously tricky obstacles, and they're going to pose a huge challenge for even some of our most seasoned competitors.
100%, and I think compared to Stage 1, we saw a very high yield, but now we're going to be getting into the serious business of this. And first up, we have one of our youngest competitors, Chad Aziz, everyone. Well, Tommy, we're going to be getting our first look at Stage 2 here. With the shrinking steps, Chad made that look so easy, followed by sticks and stones. I got to love the name of this obstacle.
You do, yeah. Now, taking particular notice on the fact that these sticks are on bungees, which is going to make it increasingly difficult.
Oh, Chad's struggling with the timing here, but he's
There
got
we
it
go.
here.
He's made it.
And this is going to be one, it's just a forearm burner. It's getting the start, and you can see there, Chad is through onto our third obstacle, which is the funky squirrel. This is a very funky obstacle, isn't it?
It is, it's very funky. And of course, this is the first time that we're actually seeing these obstacles in practice and in action today. So a lot of we're seeing skip there. That's an early skip. That
An
is a
early
very
skip.
early skip.
How courageous is Chad to be taking on this course first? This is an awesome obstacle. This one is called the special delivery. You've got to love the obstacle names here. Now they have to use the small gap in between. That's all they can use when they stick this lâché. And you guys are going to see it here. This is tricky. Let's see if Chad can pull it off.
Any hands on the outside of this obstacle, that will be an instant DQ.
But he's lining up. He's taking that third swing here. And he sticks it!
He did stick it. It was close, but he managed to keep hold.
100%. And we just got to see him off these rings. You can see how hard Stage 2 already is. And I think Chad's going to be the first person to take on Tommy, something that's got a reputation larger than life, the Stegosaurus.
My friend, this is one that we haven't seen in action. This is very new to this gym. It's very new to everybody here. Basically, it's a one-way up, one-way down type situation. Those spots where the actual bar itself sticks into when you're jumping up, they are slippery. They are very slippery.
100%. Chad is going to have to give his all to this obstacle. He's got to go up the Stegosaurus with the bar and then go down the other side with another bar. And there's a ring in the middle to make that transfer. Chad has 4 minutes and 20 on the clock here. There's 4 obstacles down, 4 to go.
We can see the forearm. We can see it early.
And this is going to ask so much of him. Chad is. Let's see this one off.
Straight up into number 2. Number 3.
He's looking
Number
so
4.
good.
I don't know if that was intentional, but it worked well.
Come on, Chad, just readjust that bar. And he is looking so strong here, taking that moment to reset the arms. And now we're seeing the back end of this Stegosaurus. I can't believe that we're seeing this on our first competitor. Chad is doing such a fantastic job.
Oh, he's got to stop hanging off that one arm though.
But he's got that strength. He's got to align that bar. This is a great camera angle shot going down the Stegosaurus' spine here.
Here we go now. Noticing in this one, you can go down as many rungs as you want, but obviously that was a big drop.
You can see his hands almost slipping.
And he has made it.
But Chad's off, and that was so quick through that. He's taking that extra time to have a swing. 3 minutes 20 on the clock time.
Still got time to move with, but we are onto one of the most grueling forearm burners that we are going to be seeing today.
I don't want to call it early, but Chad is doing such a good job here. Could we see first competitor, first Stage 2 finisher in history?
Certainly could, Jack, but what we're seeing on the screen right now is very, very much so important on energy conservation and forearms, making sure that you can put the pressure through them on the next obstacle, even when they're burnt out.
100%. For this one, this is called the circuit slider. You've got to slide these circular cannonballs through a very, very taxing maze. You are up there for at least a minute, so this is going to demand a lot from Chad.
And those cannonballs, they're hard enough on their own, let alone when they're moving.
100%, and you've got to move them through such small holds. It's so precise.
It's precise. It also takes so much strength, and it separates the men from the boys, basically.
100%. Chad is doing so great so far. We know he's got the good grip strength. This guy won the NCL Teenage Division in 2019. This guy is good. He's going to pull this off. Watch him.
He's got the talent. He's got the strength. The question is now, is he going to have the speed? It's looking that way. His time is looking pretty good currently. But obviously, we're really going to have to work hard from here on out.
Yeah, and he's got to do this transition off the cannonballs. He got one of the cannonballs past the red tape, which is the only requirement here. And I cannot believe what I'm seeing, Tommy, but we are going to see our first person onto the salmon ladder.
Which is, of course, new with the 2 additional bungee stages of the salmon ladder. It's going to make it a hard one, to say the least, but also a very different type of technique.
Yeah, what you guys are seeing on the camera is real. We are looking at 2 bungees in the transition. You have to hop up, catch in a bungee, which absorbs all your weight and makes it so much more difficult going up. Chad, we know he's good. We know he's got the potential here. He's got 1:30 on the clock. Could this happen? Could he create history here, Tommy?
He could, but what you also need to remember is how far these bungees are coming out from the actual base of the salmon ladder board themselves. It makes it a more difficult obstacle. You can't necessarily use just your standard techniques. But yeah, we're going to see what happens.
1:10 on the clock here.
I saw you itching to say that. It is.
Chad is taking his time here, but he can pull it off in a minute.
He definitely can. This is definitely doable, and it is all about taking the time to make sure that you do have the forearm strength left.
Chad is everyone. If there's a young gun that's going to pull it off, it's going to be Chad.
Here we go. Let's see how this works.
Come on, Chad. Oh!
That is a pure example of the height difference that we're going to see on that first bungee. It's going to be very, very difficult.
Tommy, what Chad just pulled off there was absolutely fantastic. I mean, despite not getting a stage 2 finish, this guy is first up off the block. He has no clue how to do any obstacle. And he gets all the way to the 7th one, the final salmon ladder. Chad, what a great effort.
Just looking at the replay here, we're going to see that that grab on the...
That was legendary. He absolutely flew through the course.
There we go. You saw nearly the high grab there, but the recovery was stunning.
I think we're going to see a few people whacking the package sending board by accident. And on this Stegosaurus...
It's got to be an unintentional skip, that one, because it just he had it with such vigor as well.
This is unexpected, Tommy. I think Chad has really shown us that he's here to compete, and you never know. That could be the furthest, fastest that we're looking at here today. I hope that we see someone get through stage 2.
Absolutely,
and Chad has just created the meta there, definitely, for the Stegosaurus. No one's yet to see how to do the salmon ladder, which is going to be very interesting. Maybe you, Tommy, can show us how it's done once you get there.
You want me to show everyone what's going on, don't you? But yeah, that just getting up to the salmon ladder in the first part, it takes an extreme amount of forearm strength. We saw the burnout starting to happen just after the steg, because that one really does take it out of you, especially with that massive drop. Chad, he actually skipped one of the rungs.
100%. And you know what? 6:15 on the clock. It's a nice amount of time, but you're on the course for 6 minutes and 15 seconds, which at the end of the day is a big ask for our ninjas.
Exactly right. That means you are actually hanging for a majority of that time, which you need to remember, hanging on its own without doing lots of obstacles themselves is a very difficult task.
And Tommy, we can see on the side there that we've got the kids division going on. I think it's worth paying a nod to the kids division. So if you're a young teenager, young kid, and you want to get involved in Ninja, you can definitely get into our kids division. We have the young kids, we've got the younger teenagers, and then our teenagers. So we've got 4 divisions, and those guys are competing on a course over to the side, and we might get to see some camera action of that later. But those guys just mean serious business.
They do, and once again, they are our up-and-comers. They're the ones that are going to be entering this Ninja Challenge League. They're the ones that are going to bring the skills and the new meta game of what we're currently seeing. So you never know what will happen there.
Well, Chad's one of our youngest competitors. He's one of our best competitors, and he put on a great performance, and I'm excited. We've got a few more young guys coming through in a moment.
We do.
I'm excited to see them run through.
I'd like to very specifically mention the competition between the 3 that we have just seen complete the course in stellar times. That's John, Who else do we
Tex?
have? We've got Tex. We can't even forget. We can't forget
Tex
Tex.
feels like an adult
He
at
does.
this point.
I mean, his height is phenomenal. So you would
forget.
yeah, you can get away with thinking that he's an adult.
Well, next up, we have one of our younger competitors.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stand, Ryder Coleman.
15 years of age.
He's one of our two 15-year age competitors, I believe. So obviously we have John as well, but also Ryder, going really well on the steps. Nice and smooth approach to it.
Well, he's only 15 years of age, and I'm really hoping here that Ninja is going to play a big part in his future. And who knows? He could be our first stage 2 finisher. This
He most
could be
certainly
huge.
could. Looking at this, it's going to be interesting to see how many people choose to use that second stick right there.
100%.
The great name Sticks and Stones. It's a great obstacle name.
It's self-explanatory as well. And it's I think it's one of the best names I've ever heard.
Yeah,
Except for
it really is.
some of these names in stage 2, they really went above and beyond. And this one with the funky squirrel. This is the second time we're going to be seeing this. Chad made this look really easy.
With the skips as well. We saw the skips start to come into play in the early game, which is going to be interesting to see what happens here.
100%. Now let's see how Ryder handles this one. So, Tommy, believe it or not, no matter how comfortable this guy looks, this is his first NCL Finals appearance. Up until this point, he hadn't hit a buzzer, but today he hit his first buzzer, and now he's on to stage 2 of the NCL Finals.
Making it onto a buzzer in your first ever NCL Finals, especially at this age, so he's only just come up either from the Youth League or anywhere else, and he's actually hitting buzzers now. That is a good sign for his future in the competition. Obviously, it means he's going to be a competitive athlete. It's going to be great to see him in the future.
Now, this is a special obstacle. Let's see how he goes on special delivery. This is the one. You've got to send it. You've got to deliver that package. You've got to deliver those arms into the hole. Come on, Ryder. And
Beautiful.
he sticks the landing.
Doesn't even knock it. He actually approaches that with perfect accuracy.
So clean. That was the best one we've seen so far from our two competitors.
Lovely effort by him. Is now coming onto these spinning holds. These ones are really painful on the forearms because remember, they do spin. You might not be able to see that at home, but they spin a lot more than you think.
Now, we're back at the steg with these amazing camera angles, and Ryder is staring down the back end of this course with 4 minutes 15 on the clock. This is where the business end of the course starts off all right. The first few obstacles, they're difficult. They're designed to tax your arms, but these are the crucial ones. These are the ones where it really matters. So let's see how Ryder rides this
That was a good
steg.
one, Jack. I like that, mate. Well, we're going to see right now, remember, the way up is very difficult because you've got to obviously not slip the bar on. Okay, we're going to see this here. If you don't push the bar in far enough on that particular step, which he's done perfectly right there, by the way, you can struggle at on some occasions.
Well, for people watching at home, it's hard to see just how high these jumps are. They're huge. This is a real staircase, and you've got to flick this giant bar up. So he's got that mixed grip approach, which is great.
Look at that. He's done flawlessly, not to mention the actual height of the obstacle itself.
Oh my God, they're up so high. It's crazy. And how good is this camera angle here? If this isn't the best camera angle that we are seeing, this just perfectly captures the Stegosaurus's back. And you can see these younger ninjas. They can hang forever. They're just they just like to hang.
What's he doing here?
He's struggling a little bit.
A bit of struggle, but he's just got to recompose and take that breath.
I think the arms are taxed here, and the course is really demanding a lot here.
Oh! An exit on the transfer. Now that is one of the problems. If you hang for quite a while, your arms are going to start to burn out, which is devastating to see, but he's done such an amazing job to actually get up the back of the Stegosaurus.
You know, Ryder, one of our youngest ninjas here, he doesn't quite have the efficiency down packed yet of the obstacles. That's what our experienced ninjas know. But, I mean, what a great effort to get so far in stage 2. You can see on the special delivery here, he delivered those arms right into the letterbox.
He did, yeah. Pay attention just there, how much he absorbs the hold as well. Doing that is going to protect your forearms for the future obstacles. It's going to really protect your lock off in your biceps, and you get to put it not just through your forearms. You get to use your whole arm and your back and shoulders to absorb the pressure.
Oh, and you can see, what a wonderful landing.
It was. If you're going to go out, you've got to go out in style. That's the way you've got to operate a ninja.
100%. Maybe you can pull off a backflip or something if you're going to come out.
If I go down, I'll try to go down gracefully, I can tell you that much.
Yeah. 100%. Maybe save it for stage 3, eh?
Yeah, damn right, mate. And we've just seen a couple obstacles here. We're still yet to see a completion on our salmon ladder with those 2 bungees. Once again, just going to repeat that one. Not to mention that they then do have a wobbly shelf grab at the end, which is going to make it all the more difficult on the transition.
Yeah, and it's not just a salmon ladder. You've got to go salmon ladder up bungees, then transfer across, and then lache onto 2 floating boards, which just makes it, when you say it like that, it makes it all the more difficult. And it's the 7th obstacle on the course.
And that gap for you viewers at home, that gap between both salmon ladder sections is actually quite large.
Yeah.
So when your forearms are tired and you have to absorb a big jump like that, it's going to be difficult.
I'm so excited, Tommy. I think we're going to see some finishes here today.
Damn right, and we have our next competitor now.
Well, next up, everybody, we have one of our youngest ninjas, Jobie Wright.
So yeah, speaking of young, this is another student coming on. Straight across the steps, efficiently and quickly right there. Remember, 6 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock, Jack.
100%. And Jobie is one of our youngest competitors. And not only that, he's come from South Australia, out of all places. He's good. You can tell that. If you're going to come from the States, you're definitely going to do well. And Jobie is definitely built for this course. He trains at the SA base camp in South Australia, which is definitely a great place to check out if you're over in South Australia and you want to get involved in Ninja. Great place to start.
Absolutely, yeah. One of our only competitors from today, from Australia, South Australia rather, I do believe.
100%. But well, he's gone back. That's a very smart approach from Jobie.
It lets you rebuild the momentum, which is important.
You know, for someone who's making his NCL Finals debut, he's looking so comfortable on this course.
He is looking comfortable. What you want to remember about those skills is that they do swing, and you don't necessarily need to use that much lock-off strength on them. You can use your swinging power, which is going to be something that's going to be powerful for your later contenders.
But we know about these young guys, one thing they can do is they can hang for a very long time. That is one thing that they've built up over time as kids. Their body develops with their arms. But now we are staring down the big one.
Look at that swing, Jack.
Special delivery.
Oh! That's an early exit.
Jobie Wright.
And we knew that this was going to happen sometime on that catch. It is going to be tricky, especially when you got the forearm pump on.
Tommy, I'm calling it now. That's going to be one of our bogey obstacles. That is so difficult. I mean, to pinpoint it through the air, it's really asking a lot of our ninjas today. But that's why it's in stage 2. That's why we have this stage. It's not designed to be friendly. Dave definitely built this one to take out the best of the best. And we saw Jobie there coming unstuck on special delivery.
All right, just one thing I am going to mention very quickly. Right here on the screws, as I was saying earlier, you've got to make sure that you use your swing. You don't want to get stuck trying to lock off the squirrels.
100%. Tommy, staring down these 8 obstacles, we've had a chance to look at them minus the medium warp wall. Which one's your favorite?
Well, I must say I was going in loving the idea of this Stegosaurus. It's looking like it's taking a lot of forearm strength, which is going to be interesting. I'm loving the idea of this salmon ladder, though. You know me, I love the salmon ladder. We all love the salmon ladder. I'm excited to give that a shot.
I'm excited to see people's techniques on it.
I am as well.
The great thing about the salmon ladder is it's been around for the last 5 years, last 10 years. It's synonymous with everything to do with Ninja. So people have had time to train it, and they've got all these different techniques. And who knows, we might see some people skip all of the bungees altogether and just go straight to the 4th one. I don't want to call it early, but we might be seeing that
Interesting technique there, because that is possible. We do see that sometimes in our qualifiers. People try and jump right up to the last one. What we need to remember, obviously, is this is different. And we have just had a number of forearm burners directly beforehand.
100%. Well, Tommy, I think we're about to wrap out some of our youngest competitors list.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stand, Daniel Watermann.
Daniel is definitely one of our strongest ninjas. I got to talk to him before stage 2. He's feeling confident. He likes the time limit. He thinks it's doable. And Daniel is very strong in the upper body. This guy can hang like no tomorrow. And he's showing us here with that skip.
And after his stage 1 performance, even, he's shown us that he has that capability to move quickly through a course with confidence, with strength, and even like with the vigor. It's incredible that this guy possesses. We've seen a skip there, and that had flow to that movement as well.
100%. He qualified at the 5th WA qualifier. He didn't hit a buzzer. Made his NCL appearance today and hit the buzzer, which is just fantastic from Daniel. And we can see him lining up for special delivery here. Oh!
That is
Tommy.
That same transition. Jack, I'm nervous about this one, especially in the later stages with the people who are trying to get faster times. I'm a bit concerned that this one could be, and especially you might overlook it as visually it's a pretty simple looking obstacle, but that grasp is quite small.
It's tiny, and you're flying through the air. If you hit anything but that letterbox, we'll call it, if you don't stick those hands in the letterbox, if you don't deliver that package, you are coming off that. And we saw that with Daniel there, but cannot complain. I mean, Daniel making his NCL debut here, he's got to be so proud of that effort and how far he's gotten to get halfway through stage 2, to get through stage 1 in your first appearance. It's just fantastic to see how good these young ninjas are doing.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. And we're going to see once again some big names this afternoon. The success rate in stage 1 was actually rather overwhelming. We've seen a lot of the strong contenders get through with really good times. So much so, stage 2 is going to have some good competition.
Yeah, I think Dave was a bit surprised even at how many people got through stage 1, and now he's lashing out with stage 2. This is one of his horrible creations that's just designed to create pain for everyone and make sure that only the best of the best are coming out of this one.
Telling you, there's nothing pleasant looking about some of these obstacles right in front of us, especially these final 3 on the course, excluding the warped wall, obviously, looking very grueling. And
I'm sure a lot of the ninjas around Australia and around the world are looking at these last 3 obstacles, kind of thinking, "Wow, they're tough. This is some next level stuff."
They're definitely at that caliber, if you know what I'm saying. They're definitely up there with some of the tougher obstacles in the world. They're great to train on, and actually having the opportunity to go in fresh and try these obstacles without having ever tried them before is such an amazing opportunity.
Well, Tommy, next up we've got one of our Albany competitors. Everyone, put your hands together for Peter Goodbourn. Now, as I just said, Peter is one of the people who've driven down from Albany Indoor Adventures. So this guy definitely knows how to train for Ninja. They've got a course up there. Looks so smooth through those shrinking steps.
He does, yeah. And now, of course, he's coming onto the sticks. We're either going to see a skip happen here, or we're just going to see a consistent, yeah, look at that, straight for the skip. I was expecting it.
He's got to watch those feet, but he's looking good.
Eyes off that last cannonball.
Peter's got a lot of momentum coming into this, but he looks really strong. Oh, efficiency is the game here, Tommy.
Lost a bit of speed, but he gets off.
And he does a little 12 for us.
He does. Now, that's a dance move that we like to see.
The old ninja wobbles. He's looking good. And 5 minutes 30 on the clock.
Onto the funky squirrel now.
This is definitely a burner of a course. They give you 6:15, but you need all that time.
All right, here we go. Let's see how this pans out. We haven't had a completion yet. Could this be the first buzzer?
And it's hard to see on the cameras for the viewers at home, but all of those squirrels are slightly displaced from side to side. So to reach out each side is quite difficult.
Absolutely. That is a very important part of this obstacle. And once again, it's all about the swing that you build up, and you don't want to put a counter swing against the motion of the obstacle itself.
100%. Well, we've seen a few people just fall on special delivery. Can Peter Goodbourn deliver the package?
Let's have a look. Oh! That's another one. This is an unsuspected obstacle. I find it
it's the silent killer.
It's so incredible.
This is it's not something we were expecting. I thought we were going to see a lot of people onto the steg here. Onto the steg, and I thought that would be the obstacle that's going to take everyone out. But, you know, Dave designed this course to be difficult, and special delivery requires precision bar none. But to all the listeners listening at home right now, I would like to bring on a very special guest. He has appeared on the show twice now, and he's a very experienced ninja. Chris White, everyone. It's a pleasure to have you on.
Thanks for having me. Had to go through 3 border closures just to get here, and I live 10 minutes away.
100%. Chris, looking at this obstacle course, this stage 2 course, What do you think? What's going through your mind?
Well, I can tell you, I came in yesterday to do some testing, and the first obstacle I jumped on was that letterbox.
Yep.
And I thought that looked so easy. First swing, big swing, and then I went for it and bang, hit the top of the letterbox.
100%.
Well, it's one of them obstacles that just looks easy, but it's not. You take it for granted.
Next up, we've got a lache master. Everyone, put your hands together for our tallest ninja, coming in at 6'5", James Bailey. Now, this guy is a lache king.
Yep.
I have the honor of training with this man. He's super tall, like a Ben Polson, hopefully, on this course here today. But we'll see how he goes. He's looking smooth through those shrinking steps.
He is. I like the different approaches you see people taking.
100%.
Doing just cannonballs or just bungees.
James has got that wingspan, so it's interesting to see how he's going through these cannonballs here. He's taking every single one, making sure to connect all the dots. But that is super smooth, and he's just got to get that dismount here. Luckily, he's so tall.
You're saying he's like a lache king. I wonder if that's almost a problem for the letterboxes because it just looks so easy.
100%.
I hope someone told him to not. Oh, I guess he's watched all the competitors before him.
James has had, he's had the chance to watch all the competitors. This guy's also a king on the salmon ladder, so if we can get him there, we will see some awesome moves being pulled out here.
I hope you haven't put the commentator's curse on him. He's looking pretty smooth and relaxed. So.
Oh, he is. He's always calm and always collected on this course. He's our tallest ninja here today, of course. And this is his NCL final debut, but he's making it look like he's done this before.
Here we go.
This is the big one.
It is. First catch, easy. Second one, when you're in the air, it's just what I did. I had my hands shaped like a C, so I wasn't pointing my fingers. So
right.
I think you really want to point your fingers
100%.
through that hole.
Well, let's see if James can deliver the package. Deliver his hands into the letterbox. Come on, James.
Hey,
yes!
As promised.
As promised, and he does deliver. That is, what a great effort. Now, we are staring down the Stegosaurus course. What do you think of this obstacle?
I love this obstacle. When I walked in, that was the first thing I noticed.
100%.
In testing, we didn't have that ring in the middle, so you had to get to the top and then lache from bar to bar, which was very difficult because there's no stoppers.
And did you find it tricky because it slides a lot?
Yeah, so I was butting it in, like bashing it in, and then going up. But he's making easy work of that.
This is the strongest we've seen on the steg here.
Yep.
Look at James going through this. Could this be a stage 2 finish here, Chris?
It is.
This could be huge.
His time's really good, so he's only been gone for 2 minutes, so he's...
Oh!
I don't know how that he's staying on there.
He's got to readjust there. Come on, James. He's managed it.
Well done.
No way. Look at how much that bar's just hanging on. Come on, James.
You see the grimace in his face. He's going to need a little rest after this. Well done.
Oh!
What happened?
It looks like James touched the water.
What?
Don't want to speculate here, but...
That's
How?
the advantage with the height is the length you have, but the disadvantage is evident right there if his foot has brushed the... Did you call that water?
100%.
Looks
Yeah.
wet.
Well, yeah, on the show, of course, you would see a big splash, which, of course, we don't have here. We've got the mats. And you know what? What a great run by James. That was... We saw Chad come out early, first competitor, got all the way to the salmon ladder, and we're yet to see that again. But
That was seriously so impressive, wasn't it?
I know, and it made it look like everyone was going to be getting there.
Yeah.
But we are seeing that this course is so difficult. But James recovered really well here, so we've got to give props. I mean, how is that bar hanging on right now?
Let's see what his foot does.
Yeah, we might be able to see it in the replay here. He's a tall bloke, 6'5", so he's got to deal with that.
He's kayaking. That's when you drop a salmon ladder like that.
100%.
Oh, they paused it.
And
Didn't see
yeah,
what happened.
I think unfortunate DQ, and we could have seen the back end of this course.
Yeah. Gets exciting. What's your predictions for how many people we might see through?
It's so hard to say because we haven't seen the ninjas who have that real grip strength come through yet.
Yeah.
I think I want to put the completion at 10 people. That's
wow, that would be amazing.
That's my hope.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
What about you?
Hard to go past Matty Bowles, who obviously
100%.
crushed stage 1. And then looking down the list, there is quite a few guys that are very capable. Cody, I've seen him compete in a lot of other competitions, and he's always a strong competitor.
100%.
He's got that really good lock-off strength.
And Chris, did you have the opportunity to run it all on stage?
So I've got a bit of a team that runs through.
Yeah.
I'll let you get to our next
100%. Well, next up, everybody, we have one of our Ninja veterans, Bowen Wilkinson. Now, Bowen is 33 years of age, of course. He's been competing in the NCL Finals for a while now. Fun fact about him, he showed up in the 2015, the very first one, as a walk-on, and has been with us ever since. So
That's amazing. I didn't even know there was a walk-on stage today.
that's what we allowed for, obviously, now. A bit more rigorous of a process.
Yep.
How strong is that, to swing through with your lock-off like that?
Yep.
That is crazy strong.
I like this approach as well, just trying to not rush through, but get through efficiently and fast at the start.
This is efficient. This is the fastest run we have seen so far today.
So it's the accumulation that gets you.
100%. He's already 45 seconds in and 3 obstacles down here. Let's see how Bowen goes with the special delivery. This is the critical one.
Oh!
And he sticks it with one arm.
Unbelievable.
Bowen has some crazy strength through this. This is crazy.
He's looking at his hands, but I don't think there should be an injury there. It's quite rounded, the edges of them.
And I mean, if we look at the clock, look at how much time he's got left. This could be it. I was talking to Bowen before this, and he said he was pretty confident. He was excited for the salmon ladder, and he's showing us now this confidence. It's really coming out, and he's doing so well.
Yeah, he's not opting for the mixed grip, so obviously he's already shown his strength.
100%.
Be interesting.
You can see that bar at the end just coming so close, but
I've noticed a few competitors preferring to go an underarm grip on this catch. He's gone overarm, but no problems.
100%. Well, hopefully that doesn't come unstuck here. You can see how hard it is. He's got to readjust it here.
He's done really well.
Wow. And we are going to see our next competitor through on to circuit slider. This, Chris, what do you think of this obstacle? This is the first time you get to see this.
So the first, when I rocked up yesterday, it was slightly different. We had spinning handles on it, so it was a different story. But one of the veterans of the NCL, Adam Chatfield, he was testing it with the spinnies and he pulled it through. So it was they had to switch out the grips.
But how much of a forearm burner is this obstacle?
It's, the obstacle itself, not too bad, but after
everything
the
else,
body of work that he's gone through.
Yeah, he's 6 obstacles in now, and this is just insane. And Bowen is doing so well on the circuit slider here.
Nice and smooth. He's not wasting his lock-off strength here, so he's managing to go straight arm where he can.
And he's just got to get one of those cannonballs to the end here. But it looks like he's going to do both.
Swings through. He's doing an awesome job.
Oh!
So it's Ninja.
It just slipped out.
It slipped out in the backswing.
Oh,
I know exactly how he feels coming off on the show. I thought I got through an obstacle.
Yeah.
And you're already thinking about the next obstacle, and it's just little laps right at the end.
I remember seeing that. Yeah, you've got the nerves.
Yeah.
You're never quite present.
Yeah.
And it's what a great run by Bowen. I mean, he was setting an incredible time there. And we can see here on the special delivery, this was a very special catch. Look at him. One swing through. And just a one-arm catch. That is crazy, crazy difficult.
Pure heart. Look at that. He had the crowd. He's kayaking as well.
100%. They're all going kayaking today. Down the Stegosaurus's back. And this is exciting.
Little grimace. And let's see what happens with this dismount. So
We can see here he had it rotated in the same way, and it was almost inevitable when he put the pressure on.
yes, as he's released the right hand, his body's twisted, which twisted his hand.
And I think
and it just one little twist, and then that's coming out.
a lot of these later ninjas, I think, are going to be learning from the mistakes.
Oh,
That is the benefit of being seeded later on. You get to see what's going on, where's everyone struggling, how can I improve on that, and then you take those, you bundle it together, and you get a stage 2 completion, hopefully.
yeah.
But it should be so exciting. Well,
Rig's out.
Rig is out. Well, next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have one of our WA competitors, Stephen Manasseh.
Stephen goes, got more muscles than a seafood platter.
Stephen is definitely built for this course. He is another ninja from Albany, and he's making his debut here today. So he works as a gym instructor, in case you couldn't tell.
Look at that. Hasn't had a carb in 4 years. Straight off.
Well, this guy's looking so strong. Already 30 seconds in and already 2 obstacles down. So he hit the buzzer in the WA, the Albany 8th qualifier for WA, and that was a hard qualifier. I watched the video for that.
Yep.
And that is crazy demanding. Only 4 people hit the buzzer in the qualifier, and Stephen was one of those guys.
These Albany guys, they're for real. Sam's got a good little culture going down there with his team. I've competed with a lot of these guys, and
they're good.
All the Albany guys are so good. They're very outdoorsy. They do a lot of rock climbing, so they've all got ridiculous strength. They can dead hang for days, and they seem to be well-rounded. They've all got good lock-off.
100%.
If they get through to stage 3, they're very good at the bar hop.
That could be exciting. Well, we're seeing Stephen here absolutely crushing this course so far, but we know this is our bogey obstacle. This is the one that's taken out more ninjas today than any other. Can Stephen stick the landing?
Oh! The one hand made it.
The momentum just got the better of him there.
Yeah. Backflipped into the water.
You know, you got to go out in style. As I said to Tom earlier, if you're going to fall in style.
He just wet me. Just off camera, it splashed us in the commentary booth.
Have a big splash. You got to love that from Stephen. And it's our obstacle that's taking out more ninjas than ever.
It's just because visually it's not daunting. So people are worried about the Stegosaurus or the key lock. Yeah, they just take this one for granted.
Do you reckon coming from above helps, or do you reckon a straight on approach would be better?
Bigger swing going through the obstacle, and hands at eye level pointed.
Pointed,
so
locked in.
You're looking through, yeah.
Well, I'm excited to run this course later, and I think no matter what, I'm going to hold on to that. Just try my best, and I think it's a great obstacle. It's a good distinguisher. I think some of our more experienced ninjas know how to do stuff like this, and they deal with these precision kind of laches. It's something that a lot of us have never seen before.
And a lot of people have their own home setup. So I know Pa Rambo on the East Coast, he's been making these and sending them out.
That's exciting.
So some people might have practiced them. It's one of them things, once you do it once, you know how to do it.
But it's until then.
Yeah.
So a lot of our ninjas are going to be coming back and trying to practice that afterwards. Well, next up, everybody, we have one of our local heroes, Stu Hawkins.
I'm frothing on his bio, scientist. Tell me more.
Well, he's an environmental scientist. That's as much as I got out of him. But I'll tell you what, Stu had knee surgery just a few weeks ago, and he has already done he's back on the course already. Like, no hesitation whatsoever in this man. No excuses either. And this is a great start.
He's off to a flyer.
And I think the approach of going fast, saving the arms, and then having that rest in the later obstacles is what Stu is going for here.
Oh, steady up.
Bit too eager.
Yeah, almost went for a swim.
And this is the big one. This is the one he needs to stick here.
Crowd have gone silent.
This is a big one.
Let's go, Stu. Oh! Unlucky, Stu. Unlucky. You just look up in anger. That's what I did. I looked straight up. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well, I'll tell you what, Stu should be so proud of his efforts. He competed in 2017 and 2016, but has never completed stage 1 until today. So
that is awesome.
That is progress for Stu. What a great effort. And to come in just a few weeks after knee surgery, that's an awesome effort. And we can see here, maybe we can gain some meta tactics by looking at it. It's gone with that 2 swing.
Oh, his right hand hit the right hand side.
But you can see the scale. When you actually see the hands go for it, you get an actual understanding of just how difficult that is.
Yeah.
It looks friendly, but then you do it.
I don't know if you follow Vance Walker. Hang on, we've got our next.
Well, Chris, next up we have one of our big names. Tom Garnett, everyone, stepping in, 19 years of age. Give him a big round of applause, guys. Now, Tom, of course, is one of our co-commentators. He's had the chance to analyse this course. How do you think he's going to go?
I think, yeah, not only watching on the sidelines is good, but watching here with all the different camera angles, he's definitely had a very personal view of what's going on, so I think he's going to crush it.
100%. Tom trains a lot of calisthenics, and he's super strong in the upper body. Got a great body to power ratio, and he's making no hesitation on this course so far.
Just ripping through.
Oh,
He's done an air swing.
he was a bit too ambitious there. He's got his stride back, that's for sure. And we're seeing these ninjas go really efficient through these first few obstacles. Now this is the big one. Tommy's got what it takes. Can he pull it off though?
Nice and smooth.
That was so smooth.
What spinning grips. one hand straight through them.
100%. Yeah, just in case the viewers didn't know, those grips do spin, and to hold those with one hand is so difficult. But Tommy's got the strength here, and he's got the upper body strength for this obstacle. Question is, can he take down the stag?
I like his tactic there. I think a few people will borrow that, so he's pushed it in the front before even going up.
He's looking good.
Bar management, keeping it nice and centered.
Oh, he's going kayaking here. Can he recover? Yes, he can.
There we go.
And Tommy's onto the back end of the steg here. He's going with that overarm approach here.
See the barb, we just wanted to roll in his hands.
Yeah, so he switched to that mixed grip. Let's see how he handles it. He's got a big swing going through this. He's got it stuck.
Here we go, nice even pops.
Come on, Tommy. Our fellow co-commentator here, defeating the steg. Absolutely amazing effort.
Making sure of it.
And now we've got the circuit slider.
Is this our third to the circuit slider?
This is our third person to the circuit slider, I believe. And Tommy, you can see, he's gassing out the forearms here, but he's got 4 minutes on the clock.
Don't know if you can hear him on the coverage there, but he's pumping himself up.
He's pumping himself up.
Now boxing himself.
And hopefully he's going to race through this obstacle here.
I like this. He's got a bit of determination, but almost anger here. He wants to show this thing to his boss.
Yeah, he's ferocious on the course, and you need to be. You need to attack this course sometimes, especially when it's as demanding as this one. Now, Tommy's got great grip strength. Does he have enough to pull off the circuit slider? It's so demanding on the forearms, but he's looking good. Doesn't want to make that same mistake that Bowen made. He's locked it in here.
He's wondering now whether to go for
Oh!
See the accumulation, he was just pumped.
And you know, he looked a bit disappointed there, but reflecting on that, that was such a great run by Tom. I mean, he's had the whole day, he's been commentating, he's pretty tired, and he goes out there and he puts on a great show.
Unbelievable effort.
Yeah, and you can just see the benefit of calisthenics there. It's a big part of Ninja, being able to do all the different moves. Tom's been working super hard on his planche. Hopefully, I don't know if we'll ever see him pull it out on a course, but
Can he do it on the flat, the planche?
he's getting there. He's getting there, and he's so strong. His fun fact about Tom, his weighted dip is almost heavier than his weighted squat. He can weighted dip about 75 kilos, and he weighs 70 kilos. So he's the dip master. This guy is very
How old is
good. He is 20. So he's got a lot of potential.
Yeah, big future ahead.
Big future ahead of him. Wants to be a pilot. He's an engineer as well. Very analytical approach to the course, as we can see. But stage 2 is yet to be completed.
I think they planned, they wanted to set a hard course, so just the very best of the best got through, and whether it's too hard, time will tell. It'll be interesting to see some of our veterans towards the end, how they're going to tackle it. But I'm confident people are going to get through.
I'm confident as well. I think they're learning from the mistakes of each other, and someone's going to pull it off sometime soon. And Chris, we are back. We've seen 10 competitors come through this course so far, and seen some big names fall, some big upsets there. Tom Garnett.
All names for
100%. Yet to see a finisher, but I mean, we're coming into the back end of this now, and we're seeing the quality definitely rise. And next up, we have someone who is definitely good quality. Sam Goodall, everyone, the tradie ninja. Give him a warm welcome.
I wondered why Sam looked different today, and I've just worked it out.
He's not wearing a shirt.
Yeah, the only thing fluoro is his laces.
100%. We're used to seeing him in a tradie shirt for his personality as the tradie ninja. This guy's got experience. I mean, 5 times on the show, appeared on lots of grand finals. He owns the gym in Albany. This guy's definitely built for ninja. He's got a great resume, and I think he's got what it takes.
He's wiry. He's got that farm strength.
100%. And we're seeing him
Through the funky squirrels.
and I think he's going to use his experience here to get through these obstacles super efficiently, which is, at the end of the day, what they need to be doing here.
If there's anyone here that's tried special delivery, I'm tipping it could be Sam.
I have a feeling he probably would have built it. If there's something out there that exists, he's probably built it.
Here we go, taking the extra swing. Want to make sure of it. Oh! He went to lead one hand first.
And you can just see he knocked it a little bit, and that sent him undone.
Hope he didn't injure himself then. He looked like something caught on the way down.
Hope so. But what a great effort by Sam. I mean, special delivery, I think we're going to be seeing that list keep growing. Mailbox number 2.
Yep, here we have a slow-mo replay.
And I'll tell you what, people are going to practice this obstacle after this event, and they're going to be...
Yeah.
Just the tiniest little knock.
Yeah, I don't think he was deliberately trying to grab with one hand. I think his lache technique was just release and then even up in the air.
Yeah, well, I think Sam's going to be chucking that one into his ninja gym back up in Albany, which he will definitely be practicing. But what a great effort. I mean, he's driven all the way down from Albany to come here.
Even upwards.
Upwards, sorry. And he's done a great job.
He'll be disappointed, no doubt, because he obviously can dead hang for a long time, so this course kind of suited him. The 100%. Rest of it. But
well, that's what this course demands. It demands a ninja who is good at everything.
Yeah.
But hopefully we're going to see some of those. And I'm excited to see some people pull out some big stuff. I'm excited to see someone get to the salmon ladder again. I want to see someone touch those bungee cords. That's where
I've never actually seen the bungee salmon before.
It's very creative. Dave and all of the other guys who build these obstacles are super creative. Well, next up, everybody, we have the Ninja Bread Man, Chris Westerik. Now, his name says it all. He's the Ninja Bread Man. He's a pastry chef. So hopefully this guy's going to whip up something pretty cool on this course.
Does the hat stay the entire time?
Let's hope so.
Is there any DQ if his hat lands in the water?
I think so, but it stays on well. It's part of his personality. He's a pastry chef, and he trains at Ninja. He's a Twitch streamer as well, so streams a lot of his Ninja runs and things that he's doing on the course. So he's pretty good.
Actually, for the show, one year when you do your practice groups, I was with the Ninja Bread Man, so I got to see him.
See him in action.
See him trying out. He was really good.
Well, he's showing us here, 45 seconds in, 30 seconds in, sorry, and he's already on the 4th obstacle. Now, let's see.
Well, let's hope he doesn't cook it.
Can he deliver the bread? Oh, yes, he can.
Goodness, he has middled that. Well done.
What a great effort.
Making sure with the double hand on the spinny handles.
100%. You need to take that extra caution. And now we've got the Stegosaurus. Chris is a rock climber. He's got a lot of good grip strength here. So if there's someone that's going to pull it off, it could be him.
Chalking up.
He's got 5 minutes on the clock here, so time is not the issue. To have got through those first 4 obstacles in 1:15, that is crazy fast.
Let's see if he opts for the mixed grip here. See if he copies the beta of pushing the pole in. He has.
He has.
Straight into mixed grip. Well done. I think it's definitely the way to go.
100%. Well, Chris is making his NCL Finals debut, but he is looking so strong on the course. He's looking like a veteran right now.
No kayaking yet?
No kayaking yet.
It's lucky this bar is so long, because traditionally, if you on an obstacle like this, if your bar goes skewy, if you're going to hit the water.
Well, speaking of skewy, he's definitely got to realign this bar.
Oh my goodness.
He's going big kayaking here. Come on.
Oh,
And that unfortunately spells the end of his run there. Without those ropes, it would be water. What a great run.
That was awesome. Smooth, calculated, Ninja Bread Man. I'm on board.
I'm on board with that name. I think that's one of the best ninja names to date. The Ninja Bread Man, pastry chef from WA. And a great ninja as well. And he's showing us today on his debut performance that he is going to be a force to be reckoned with in future years.
Keen to see his technique, how he made it look so easy.
I know. People who stick it make it look easy.
Just muddled it. Eyes, hands in front of eyes.
It looks like you've got to come with a forward momentum rather than upwards momentum. That seems to be key, and I think a lot of our ninjas are learning that today.
Yeah.
And you can see here when you go kayaking, you're in the water from there. So Chris will be back next year, though, I'm sure.
Yeah. Luckily, hanging on while the bar wasn't there, it didn't break the rope, which
100%.
can often cause an issue.
Definitely.
Have you talked about Josh McMurray, our course
tester?
Tester, builder,
Well,
resetter, he does it all.
Yeah, he's the course tester, builder, and resetter. And Josh McMurray won the NCL Finals historically, so this guy means serious business. He tests all the obstacles, and he makes them look so easy, and then a normal person goes and tries them.
Have you seen him skateboard?
No, I have
He
not.
is a freak of nature. He's like proper professional level
Proper
skateboarder
professional.
as well as ninja. Like when I watched him yesterday, he moves as good as anyone I've seen.
Wow.
He's that good.
Well, yeah, Josh is also one of the best ninjas in history, I think, for the NCL Finals particularly. He's the competitor that everyone fears, and he's not competing this year. But
Is he coming back? How come he's had such a long break?
well, he's not sure. He's obviously picked up new interests, and he kind of just prefers designing the obstacles and just testing them himself, which is what ninja is all about at the end of the day. It's beating an obstacle, not
Yep.
beating other people, which is what Josh prefers. You can see our Commissioner Mark here, who will be running the course later, just fixing up a couple final things before we get on to our next few runs. But yeah, I can see some big names here in the lineup, and I'm very excited. Chris, if you could call it early, who would you say would be a Stage 2 finisher?
Matt Bowles.
Matt Bowles?
You can pencil it in, I'm telling you.
All right. Well, next up. Next up, everybody, we have Colin Chong, age 31. Give him a warm welcome, everyone. Now, Colin is an engineer who works for Rio Tinto, so hopefully he's going to take an analytical approach to the course here.
He's taking a step slower than I've seen.
He's literally stepping forward. And let's see what approach he takes here. He's going with that skip approach, which is the smart approach, I think.
I don't know if you want your engineer skipping steps.
100%. You can just see these obstacles. These guys are flying through the first few obstacles. And it seems to really be the tactic here.
The funky squirrel. I don't know if we've seen anyone use every funky squirrel. Everyone seems to be skipping on that side, don't they?
No, I think they've seen one person skip, and then after that, it's been like that forever.
Conserve the swing where you can.
Now here's our big obstacle. Can he stick the special delivery? He's engineering, then this is going to be a technical catch. He's taking that third swing here. Come on, Colin. Oh! And I wonder how much of this is self-belief here at the end of the day. I think we're seeing so many people come off, and it's just creating this mindset around the obstacle where it's like, this is extremely, extremely hard now.
Yeah.
I think you really got to be in the zone and really believe you can catch it to catch it.
Yeah. How do you feel personally? I think you're going to catch it.
I think I'm going to catch it. I've got to say that. I've got to believe that I'm going to catch it. And I think every ninja's got to believe that they're going to catch it.
Yeah.
You've got to believe that you're going to go the whole way, because ninja is such a huge mental sport.
Yeah. I think the reason people are struggling is because psychologically you think you don't want to go lower because then you can't catch it. So you must subconsciously think, I'm going to go a little bit higher. And by going higher, you miss the hole.
And 100%. And when we're catching obstacles as ninjas, where are we catching? We're catching it above. We're never
Yeah.
catching below something or in the middle. It's always above. So
Yeah.
everyone's hitting above instead of hitting the middle. So, but that's what I love about this sport. I mean, someone's like, hey, why don't we catch something in the middle? And it gets conceived, and now we're here. Well, next up, everybody, we've got our spin bar record holder, Amos Lam.
Lucky man.
Now, Amos is up onto the shrinking steps. He, of course, holds our spin bar record at the Ninja Gym.
Can confirm his grip strength. I did some tryout. He was in our group as well, trying out for the show, and he crushed the course. Unfortunately, didn't get the call up, but he was better than anyone in the tryout.
Well, for those of you guys who don't know what a spin bar is, essentially it rotates your wrists and you have to hang off it. So his record is about 2 minutes and 8 seconds, and no one in our gym has beaten him. Well, Amos having a bit of a struggle here. He's going to go back.
He's got grip strength for days though, so he's happy just to take his time.
He looks very comfortable up there.
He is comfortable. He's not, like, he's straight arm, so he's not using too much strength there.
100%.
It's not going to be worrying him at this point.
So Amos is making his 5th NCL final appearance, so definitely a veteran on this course. Shows up every single year and performs.
I know he's had a few injuries recently, had a dodgy ankle for a while, so it's good to see him back up and running.
100%.
Might be getting a flash pump there.
I think he's taking his time. I think he's being strategic about this one. He knows, he's seen our ninjas just go so fast through this, and he wants to make sure he gets all the way this time. Now let's see if
Oh,
Amos,
he's opted for a reverse grip. Backhand
interesting.
Phantom style. The first person we've seen try this.
He's got a small swing here. And he's just carrying the optimum amount of momentum.
Oh my goodness, and it worked.
Amos Lam, so strong in the upper body. There are very few people who can pull that off, but Amos is one of those people.
That is impressive. I don't think you could do that if you tried to.
Nope. 4 minutes 30 on the clock here. Amos, I reckon if he can get through this Stegosaurus, he's got what it takes. He could do this.
I think as well, a lot of the accumulation comes from, in practice, you do an obstacle, you don't put in 150%.
100%.
Your hands are more relaxed, and then come a competition like this, people watching, you tend
gripping on harder.
You overgrip everything, and by overgripping, you just fatigue yourself.
A lot faster than these ninjas expect.
And make no mistake, that one-hand grip and recovery, as spectacular as that was, that draws a lot of extra energy that you don't want to be expending.
Well, he's not showing it on the Stegosaurus here. He's looking so strong going up it. He's on step 2. He's got 2 more to go.
There's a little concern here because it is slippery.
But he manages to readjust here. He's got one final step.
Oh! I was about to say the spinning bar master was front hand, backing his grip strength, but you can be as strong as ever with your hands that way. Eventually,
you're going to give out.
And then the bar rolls just like
100%.
that.
Well,
so kids out there watching, learn mixed grip.
Learn mixed grip. It's a game changer. We're not seeing too much efficiency on the Stegosaurus here. I think people need to start moving through it a bit faster.
That's what I was going to say, yeah. That's what you want to do, but once you're up there,
it's a different
you
game.
feel it for the first time. It slips in spaces you're not expecting it to slip. So in theory, you always want to get through every object.
In your head, you visualize it and you're like, yeah, I'll just hop along it.
Yeah.
But then, yeah.
I think for sure, you just want to concentrate on even bumps. Sam Goodall, welcome.
Chris, how you going, buddy?
I'm good. Unlucky, I must say, with your send, the mailman.
Oh, the emotions are running high, trust me. I'm trying not to show it, but it's very disappointing. But that's okay. Look, hey, it's a great fun course.
Yeah. I did the exact same thing as what you did.
Yeah,
I looked at it,
yeah.
I thought this is going to be easy, and then it wasn't.
No, look, it did look very easy, and I was fresh as a daisy at the start of it. I thought, like, it may as well have been the first obstacle. I felt so fresh, I felt bulletproof.
Yep.
And then as soon as I went for the fly, one finger hit timber and just knocked it out of my hand. But hey, look, it's a good challenge. That's what we're here for. We're here for challenges. We're here to fail, get back up, and get back at it. And that's what's happening today. And it's a beautiful course. We've had a few boys putting on a clinic already, getting to the third last obstacle, and it's going to be a show.
Here we go, Shaun. Do you want to introduce him?
Please welcome to stage 2, Shaun Petter from Albany. Put it together for him. Let's go.
You know all about Shaun being in Albany, but I've got to watch him compete, and he is one of the strongest ninjas today. I'm looking for a buzzer here.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if we don't see something spectacular right now. Shaun has got just lock-off power for days. We talk about lock-off all the time, but not many people are in this calibre. And if you look at him, look at the size of him, like the dimensions. The arms are as thick as the legs. He's got a very strong core. He builds up power out of nowhere with a lâché. And yeah, he's a good ninja to watch.
He's unbelievable, and his consistency as well. So let's hope we haven't put the mockers on him.
Good Shaun.
Does he do a fair bit of outdoor climbing?
No, we don't do much climbing. We do a bit of bouldering at the centre in Albany. That's about it. We don't really venture outside much. Skin's a bit too pasty for that.
Actually, yeah, it doesn't look like he's seen too much sun recently. Here we go.
There he goes, that's it. So now that he's done that, I think the rest of this course is a breeze for him. We're going to see our first finish, I'm sure of it. Shaun can grit anything out. Like, you know, when others would gas and fail, he's just got that extra grit to get through.
Smart tactic, has pushed it right up against the edge, mixed grip.
It's a very calculated ninja.
So a lot of people do, on their mixed grip, they look to the side, which is their weak hand, which he's doing, which allows you to pop quite easily. So his weak hand's on the right there, so he watches that. The other one follows.
Very precise. Come on, Shaun, fix it up.
You got that, buddy?
Yeah, he's got it. Good recovery.
It's poultry, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's brilliant to watch. Now, would you suggest he's obviously got 4.5 minutes? Do you think he's better to take a longer breather here, or just to get into it?
He could take a breather. He doesn't need to. Like, he's got plenty left in the tank. I'm sure of that.
Maybe.
Yes, I don't think he needs to, but he's going to go straight into it. He's feeling confident. He knows now that he's done the hardest part of the course in his mind. I know I was talking to him earlier, and you know that catch was the only thing really bothering him.
Yep.
The rest of it, you know, upper body stuff, right up his alley. He's got explosive power when he needs it. He'll call on that later on for the salmon ladder and whatnot.
Were you your plan when you were running? Were you going to rest much here, or were you going to try to just get through it all?
I thought originally I was going to have to rest, but after I was so fresh at the point where I fell off, I almost felt like I could have done the whole course with no rest really.
Yeah.
But then, you know, it all comes undone if you don't get through, does it? So, but look, Shaun's looking really good here. You know, except for maybe a funny mistake, I'd be very surprised if anything goes wrong at this point for him. He's really cruising.
So the three cannonballs ahead of him. The first one's bigger, which is a little more difficult.
Yep.
His face doesn't look to be grimacing too bad. So
people get a bit nervous when someone's spending that long on an obstacle in dead hang and whatnot. But you know, Shaun's very comfortable there. Yeah, he'll be feeling right in his comfort zone doing this. He loves this. He'll be staring me up the whole way home now that he's beaten me.
This is the point where I feel it's worthy to take a break.
Yeah, that's right. I'm actually just going to put the microphone down and shout something at him just a sec.
Okay. There we go.
There we go.
Tactics from the Albany guys. 2 minutes 40 left on the clock.
He's got heaps on the clock. He just needs no mistakes now.
And he's at the disadvantage because he hasn't seen anyone do this obstacle yet. So,
but that's okay. He's done amazing things under pressure before. We run weekly competitions, and Shaun's regularly at the top of those. So, yeah, Shaun is probably one of my greatest assets in training. He's the guy who pushes me the most in Albany.
Yep.
And just having him around has grown my ninja game immensely.
100%. And we've just watched the second attempt, sorry, at the bungee bar, and he's just middled it. He's made easy work of it. He's looked slow and controlled the whole time. So he just has to get the bar above that tape.
So he's now the furthest ninja on the course today.
Well, he's opted to go
really
upper level.
If he can finish these doors.
So there's only one rope on each side of the door, so this is going to be unstable.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That was unlucky.
Alrighty, okay.
I hope he knew there was only one rope on either one.
I'm sure
the second board has 4 ropes, so the second board's going to be a lot more stable.
Oh, Shaun, that's gutting. Okay, we had our hopes pinned on him.
The advantage of all the people towards the end is they get to watch all these mistakes. So.
That's right. Oh, I mean, look, he was beautiful throughout. You know, put on a clinic for us in the beginning of the course. Look at this flyer, just precision all day long. You know, he had the lock-offs for days. His lock-offs never waned. He had plenty left in the tank, unfortunately. I don't think it was a gassy issue. I don't think he was really that tired. He might have been starting to feel a little bit of pump, but at that point in the course, I think it's more just it's an unbalanced situation on that last door, the first door.
Here's the look at the bungee close up.
Very smooth on the ladder, isn't he?
Yeah.
Look at that. Short, small moves, pop, 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 gets it done.
There's a few boys talking about they get to the first rung, they go backwards, they roll over the bar and then flip it.
Straight to the top.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's been interesting to see if Big Trev gets there. That's his technique. Same with Chris Keswick.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, just the right hand got a really good grip. The left hand, what's happened is the bottom of his hand, like around the base of his thumb, has caught the door. He's then tried to squeeze in, but he's had to really extend his fingers downwards to try and get any finger traction on the door. But by the time the fingers got there, the right hand had pulled down on the door and really spun it sideways. So it's just a matter of the hands and the fingers weren't quite dead level when he hit the door, and that's really where he's come unstuck right there.
Huge effort though to get through.
Yeah, I mean furthest today, at this point. So
all he had left was one more bridge and then the middle wall, which isn't going to give anyone any troubles today.
That's right.
So he was literally as close as he could be.
Well, we do have some big names coming up, so I'm sure we're going to see a finish soon, surely.
I did watch, Matty Bowles was very intently watching that, trying to get any
He's
bit of...
definitely a name to watch, isn't he?
Any beta he can.
Yep. Now, at the same time, we've got our junior comps running right next door, and I must say, I've seen a few kids who have come off the course unexpectedly. And you know, emotions run high in these events. When you're passionate about your sport, you love what you do, and you have a fail like that, emotions are running high. And I've seen some little tackers running around, you know, not in the best spirits, you know, a bit upset because they haven't got where they wanted to go.
I can attest to that. My boy Van, he went through flawless every competition, got to the grand final, and he fell on the second obstacle.
But I think it's really important for people to, you know, especially when you're young, you know, the emotions run high. And it's good to have emotions. You know, it says that we care about things, but use that emotion and use it to drive you to train harder, to work harder, to come back and be better. Don't get discouraged, don't lose heart. Speaking of heart, here's a young fella, Blake Geelen. I'm just gonna, let's get him in, let's get in amongst it. Up next we have Blake Geelen. Welcome him to the stage. We're expecting big things from Blake. He's a solid runner, let's give him a hand.
Mature fella for 19 years old.
Does. Yeah.
Just walk through them steps like he's walking in the fridge.
Blake was sitting on the ground with a bunch of other young competitors. You know, there seemed to be like a cool group of kids. You know, the cool kids who are in the top 5, and he's right amongst them, and they're all talking tactics and techniques. And when I sat down next to them, I realised, you know, they're talking like end game. They're thinking like what they're going to do on the last couple of obstacles. So to them, this is a walk in the park, this early stuff.
That's a good mindset to have, I think. Special delivery coming.
Here he comes. Can he land that? Oh, he's done that with ease, yeah. The precision on the man. Look at him.
He almost had his hands low and reached upwards for
That's
it,
right,
which is probably a pretty good tactic.
I think that's the mistake people are making. My observation is the people who have swung really hard have all struggled to catch it, and the ones with a bit less swing and you're aiming up to grab it, you've got a lot better sight. Whereas if you're aiming down, it's very hard to aim accurately with your hands aiming down.
Yep.
I mean, it is a nice catch if you catch downwards because you've got a lot more shoulder shoulders, but you know, at this point, Blake making short work of this big dinosaur, the Stegosaurus. Expands to the ring, coming down the back tail of it.
Oh, that's very smart. So he went upwards with no mixed grip, and now he's opted for the mixed grip on the way down.
Great, yeah. Yeah, I do find the mixed grip's a little bit off-putting at times. Oh, no! He's just come up short on that.
Did he touch?
I don't know if he did. He's definitely hit a shin or a knee or something on there. Just missed it, but I'm sure it looks like, yeah, it looks like he is out. So
that was identical to what I did on Dragon back.
Right. Oh, no. Oh, well, that's
I'm
devastating for
feeling
Blake,
him.
having done the hardest part of the obstacle and then failing the dismount.
Yeah.
What an upset for Blake.
He was looking really good, wasn't he? Let's see
was.
his technique. Good swing, spread the legs to not knock it.
I think optimally, you want to land
He's coming below it.
with the
and
slot at eye
pushed.
height. See how the
Yeah.
slot was like directly in line with his eyes?
Yep.
So he wasn't shooting down. That was perfect. I wonder if the replay will show us his dismount. Oh, he was so smooth coming down the back of that. Really calm. Still got the good lock-offs. The elbows are up. So he's got plenty of energy left in the tank. Just came unstuck on the dismount.
Oh, good guy.
Dear. Oh, there you go. Have some serious upsets here today in stage 2. I mean, I thought stage 1 was you know, raising the heart rate a little bit, but stage 2 is doing it all over again, Chris.
What time did you get through for in stage 1? Were you concerned with the clock at all? Or you were just
No, I wasn't too worried about the clock. I knew I had enough time. I think I got a minute 16.
Yep.
The only reason I wanted to go faster was for bragging rights.
Yeah.
But those things aren't important when you're just trying to get through to the next stage. So,
Yeah. What were you most worried about on that stage 1?
oh, the dominoes at the second obstacle, the dominoes. Yeah, that was really all I was worried about. Just because they're a bit unpredictable, and we obviously never got to practice them beforehand, as the rules are with Ninja.
Yeah.
But, you know, once I got through those, I was pretty confident. Here we go.
Dr. Smooth.
Please welcome to the stage, Dr. Smooth, about to take to the course, Mike Jovanou, let's go. Give him a round of applause.
You're not going to find a more casual approach to this course.
I mean, his middle name is Smooth.
He always looks like he's just in a bathrobe, Sunday strolling.
That's right.
Rock climber, boulderer, a lot of strength, technique to match it.
Yeah, I often wonder what kind of character would he play in a movie if he was an actor.
Yeah.
He'd have to be one of the bad guys though, wouldn't he? He's got that real serious, good-looking looks about him. Like he wants to, he wants to be, one of the serious sort of boss men. Like a mafia boss look about him, doesn't he?
Oh my God! He
look at him.
mix grip. That's actually
That was
genius.
awesome. Yeah,
Deliberate mix grip catch.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. No one was really brave to do it, but Mike's smashing it out.
The mafia man.
The mafia man, Mike. Mike doesn't get stressed. He's got a really good mental game.
His demeanour's, he handles. We've seen him fall off before, and you would not know that he's just been in a competition.
That's right. Oh, okay, so he's stepped down there, but it's actually worked out well for him because he's saved a bit of time. Been very quick and off that obstacle in great fashion.
Do you know he cleared the Stegosaurus in 1 minute from the start?
Wow. He's got plenty of time on the clock. And he's still looking fresh. He's not showing any signs of slowing down at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if he's just about to go straight up to it already.
Yeah. If you're feeling good, just go.
I mean, that's one thing about rock climbers, isn't it? Like rock climbers, they do have that, the stamina.
Yeah.
Straight into it. Look at that. Been on the course for a minute 30. Minute 45 has been on the course.
Living up to his nickname. Just looks smooth this whole time, hasn't he?
Very, very smooth.
If you're allowed to compete in thongs, he would be. Trust me.
Yeah.
I've seen him compete in thongs.
Would like to see that. I mean, he's doing it in jeans, so that's a fashion statement in and of itself.
Yeah. He's also a drift car driver, so that's probably why he's so comfortable in the pressure.
That's right, yeah. He's got the coordination. And still, mate, I mean, taking a breather at this point, but he's still looking relatively fresh, I'd say.
3 minutes 45 left. Sorry, just yelled out to him.
He's got plenty of time on the clock. He's got the opportunity to have a really good rest here if he wants it.
I just had a look from the commission. Maybe I wasn't allowed to yell out at the time.
You might be a little bit in trouble there, but we'll see how we go. I'll stand up for you if I need to. I think we're all good. Oh, no, now that I did not expect from Mike.
Oh, he done so well that point.
Wow.
So he was left, he had a little bit of momentum in his swing, so as he popped up, he was out a bit.
Popped up and it came backwards. Yeah, that's shocking. Okay, all right. the end of the run.
Has he gone straight into an autograph?
He has. He has. He's a popular man.
Look at that, though. He's all smiles.
He is.
Nothing phases him. I love him.
Yeah.
What a weapon. Yep, deliberate mixed
great
grip catch.
Really
so he
good
kind of
grips.
turned his body sideways too, which makes the backhand easier to catch.
True.
I wonder now if we'll see everyone attack it that way.
Just on the autographs, there's a cute little girl running around getting autographs from everyone who comes off the course, and I guess the page is getting pretty full now. But that page is going to be worth something one day because there's a lot of big names on that page right now. Mike being one of them.
Here we've got a close-up look.
Okay, what happens?
Very smart. Came off the ring, and his mixed grip was the correct way.
The first move was beautiful.
Second one.
Oh, something's just really held him
Kind
up
of,
on the right hand
yeah,
side.
the right-hand
Like,
side
it
didn't
just
pop up.
Didn't go as high as I expected it to.
Looked like he was on intensity level of about 6, where we probably needed him up around an 8, just to get that explosion out of there.
Yeah, I mean, the left side went plenty high enough. And that's another thing. I mean, the mixed grip is really good for safety, but again, unless you have to practice it a lot to keep the bar flat when you're in a mixed grip.
Yep.
A lot of people opt for overhand just because it's a lot easier to fly parallel with all the obstacles, but you run the risk of bars spin more, it chews up your energy a bit more, chews up your lock off.
Awesome run though. That was phenomenal to get through that Stegosaurus with 5 minutes left on the clock.
Oh,
that is just unbelievable. I believe we might have John Thompson
Here we go.
coming up.
This is going to be an exciting run. John Thompson.
He's put a lot of work in, hasn't he?
Young whippersnapper.
He surprised everyone with
In
I
the
think
top,
it's around
top
the
three, I
fourth,
think. Top 3 or 4. Yeah.
fastest time in stage 1.
He did that for a statement. I asked him afterwards, like, what were you thinking? He's like, oh, I did it because I want people to know who I am.
Is that what he said?
Yeah,
That is awesome.
He wanted to put his name on the board. He wanted to make a statement. And for a young fella to be doing that at his age, that's confidence.
It is.
That's great.
He's an awesome kid. When we do our sort of local competitions, he's always there helping reset everything.
He's a lovely kid.
He's really
And
his
he's
mum's
not saying
awesome.
that in a cocky way. He's just saying, look, I'm really excited to be here, and I want people to know I'm here.
Yeah,
It's
that's
great.
perfect.
That's what we
the
want.
best attitude to have. Here he is.
15 years of age.
Looks pretty calm, doesn't he? His mum will be there filming. He's got an awesome support crew.
John Thompson, everybody, taking to the starting gate. Let's give him a big round. John Thompson.
Look at that age. 1'5", 15.
Does it make you feel old? It makes me feel old.
Oh, I'm 42 now.
Well, you are old.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mate.
Tell me about it. How old are you now?
34. Not
So
far
we're both
behind you,
double.
mate. Yeah, we're both
I'm
over
almost triple.
there. Both old enough to be his dad, really. Deary me.
Well, I do have a
looking great.
14-year-old.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So no jokes about it.
Yeah. Making easy work of this.
Cruising through there. Well done, John.
Interesting to see the special delivery tactics here. If Mike's sidewards catches.
This is always, when you have a few fails on one obstacle, it always becomes the exciting part of the course to watch. Now, everyone's really quiet now. It's gone dead silent in here for this bit. He's got it. He's
well
landed
done.
it. Hey.
Weapon.
There he goes. Oh, he'll be stoked with that result.
That is beautiful. And he went the traditional way too, that everyone's
did.
been failing on.
Yes. Done very well.
Small bit of pump here.
Stretching the forearms out a bit.
There's a lot of different methods when people can feel sort of a flash pump coming on.
Yeah.
I've been told hands above head is better to not let the blood pool in there.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's two things going on. You either get lactic acid build-up, or you spend too much with your arms above your head, and the blood drains out of your arms. So muscles need the oxygen to operate, and that's why. If you watch Ashland when he competes, he does a really good job of swinging his arms low, a bit like a gibbon swing. It just flushes blood into the arm and out of the arm, and you're going to.
John's,
Here we go. John's looking smooth.
He's done awesome on the Stegosaurus here. Oh, he's swapped from. Oh no, he's mixing his mix.
Just decided he feels more comfortable with a different mix. He switched it. That's all right. Can he save it from there? Oh, very close to coming off there, but he saved it. He's done very well.
Let's go.
Something's being held up a little bit.
He's kayaking.
Oh, I think something's
right. I'll take
something's
idea.
stuck.
We've got a couple of little trading ninjas here next to you, Sam.
Oh, g'day, fellas. Hang on. Put the microphone down.
He's hanging in there. We could have some sort of obstacle malfunction here where the rope might actually be caught on one of them stoppers. So he's going to try exit. I believe he's going to the stage from here. Oh, unlucky.
Oh, that is devastating. So unfortunately, he hasn't quite flown straight and off the first dismount of the first pin, and the rope has wrapped around the pin and stuck the bar in place, and he just couldn't really recover. The only way I could see to get out of that one is to jump the bar backwards to the starting position and then start again.
Yeah. His mum was looking a bit concerned there. Here we have Kamish talking about. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happens. It's just one of them things. If your first swing isn't perfectly straight, you've kind of.
I mean, we have to have the safety stuff in place. You know, it's really important to have the safety things in place. Unfortunately, sometimes if you don't quite do the obstacle exactly as designed, the safety stuff does get in the way, and we've just seen an example of that here. Yeah. Devastating result for John. I know he was looking good. I really wanted to see him down towards the end of the course.
How long are you sticking around for? I think I'm going to watch next competitor, which is Gav Wilson, then I'll swap out after Gav. You hanging around all day?
Yeah, I'm here all day, yeah.
You when you're heading home?
Probably make the drive back tomorrow, I'd say.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I'm going to hang around for the next big show tomorrow. It's going to be good fun.
Oh yeah, you're competing in the...
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So do you take the Albany Highway straight down, or do you go through Bunbury? And
Oh, no, Albany Highway. Yeah, I don't have time to go on joy rides.
Seems like less kangaroos that way too.
Oh, don't worry about kangaroos anymore. Just keep moving, keep going. Oh, you can just see on the replay here, he's just, see how the rope's just wrapped around the top pin? And it's just stopped the bar from coming down. At that point,
He looks over,
he's
looking at Mum like, what do I do now?
looking around for an answer. Can someone tell me what to do out of here?
Yeah, I think
All right, we've seen some fabulous runs so far, Sam. I'm obviously back on the deck now.
Chris's voice just got deeper.
just had a quick break there, and now we're straight back into it. We've obviously seen an unfortunate situation with John just there.
That's right.
It can happen. At the end of the day, these safety ropes are there to protect.
Exactly,
the participant.
It's really unfortunate, but at the same time, if you don't fly straight off the first pin, and that's what's happened, he has flown a little bit sideways, and it's just whipped the rope around the pin. Unfortunately, it's, you know.
And for any of you viewers at home who were thinking that one is an unjust move, what you will notice in the end is that actually, if that rope wasn't there in the first place, he would have actually come off the obstacle.
Absolutely,
so it is definitely a fair call, and it is unfortunate for John because he's done some great things, and just getting that far. I mean, 15 years of age, he's our youngest competitor. It's spectacular.
It's
really
phenomenal stuff, yeah. And like you say, you know, without that rope there, he definitely would have slid out to the other side. So unfortunate, these things happen. This is Ninja, but
it is
unfortunate. John's got a fighting spirit. He's not going to be too discouraged by that. He'll be back, he'll be training, he'll be in the gym every week, he'll be getting stronger, and you watch out, when he comes back as a 16-year-old, he's coming to do some damage.
Absolutely is. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Gav Wilson to the starting line. We've got Gav now. We've seen him in stage one. He's done an amazing effort. And obviously, this course is very much so a forearm burner. We've seen it take out. It certainly took me out.
He looks even more shredded now in stage 2 than he did in stage 1. He's got a pump up somewhere. Maybe he's been working out in between stages.
Couple pull-ups here and there. Never does any harm, does it, Sam?
No.
Absolutely. All right, so we're coming on straight to the squirrels.
There is a bit of a beta on this one. Most people are going for the skip. Obviously, the wingspan Ninja, he's going to give it a skip. We'd probably laugh at him if he didn't, really.
Yeah, exactly. There's absolutely no reason for him not to there. Now, this one we've seen take out a number of people.
This is the one to watch.
It did unfortunately take out yourself, but it does show.
It really? Almost forgot.
How can we forget? I know that's so silly of me to bring that one up. But it can take anyone out, and we've seen it take. It's a weird.
He's got it. He's landed it. Beautiful. That was
Excellent
clean.
effort,
That's very clean. Oh, he'll be glad to have that one behind him. That would have been playing in the back of his mind.
Especially when you see other competitors go down on it. It starts to play up, especially when you're coming as one of the later runs. You're going to start to think about that kind of thing.
Absolutely. Mind you, we've had quite a few go through now, so maybe we've broken the trend. That does happen at times. I remember an NCL final once. We had a lot of people falling off the hanging doors, and then Olivia came through, cleared the doors, and I think there was a whole train of people straight after her. So
once again, you see someone do something, and you see someone do something so well, you start to get and pick up the technique even just by watching their performance.
That's right.
Here we are on the steg.
Stegosaurus claiming a few victims today, but Gav looking like he's ready to slay a dinosaur.
He most certainly is, and he's coming in with a strong amount of steam. Look at this, he's steaming ahead. Those arms are probably pumping by now.
Yeah, oh, he's had a little bit of a sideways slip, but he's recovered. Oh, he's going for a different technique.
Now
side to side.
This is one way to do the obstacle,
well,
I guess.
It's worked.
It has worked for him, and he's even managed to build up a nice swing on the side, so it's perfect.
And he actually spent, a relatively small amount of energy on that obstacle.
He did. Just got to chalk up here, get the blood flowing back into those forearms.
Gav with 4 minutes left on the clock. Plenty of time to complete 2 obstacles and then the wall to finish. But taking his time, shaking the arms out.
Shaking out those arms. He's seen the previous contestant and he knows that it's a good idea to take the time here. It could be the difference between getting up that wall and falling early.
These obstacles also have a compounding effect. So if you take a little break in between multiple obstacles, it's better than taking one big break. Doing 3 or 4 obstacles fast and taking one big break isn't quite as good because you get that compounding effect in your forearms. So Gav's just played it nice and steady to this point. I'd say he's got plenty in the tank for this bit.
Yeah, we'd certainly hope so. That one is also, so when I went through the course, speaking from personal experience, not taking enough rest in between the previous obstacles, as you've just said, it can really take all of the energy out of you and your forearms burn up quickly on this one.
Some people are very comfortable holding a lockout and hanging on their arms for a good amount of time. I'd say Gav's up there with him. I don't know if he's got the pin far enough. Oh, yep, he's cleared the tape. He's now allowed to go to the next ball.
There we go. And we're on that ball.
He's looking good. Oh, he's still one-handing the ball, so he's got plenty left in the tank. There's no doubt about that.
When you see someone one-handing a cannonball like that, you know that they've still got energy because they're not actually going for that the safer matching technique.
Exactly, and especially late on in the course, it's good to see someone one-handing that obstacle at this end of the course. It means, we've got a competitor who's fresh enough to finish off for sure.
Absolutely. Now, of course, we're coming onto the salmon ladder bungees. We've seen a couple people get onto these bungees, not necessarily completed, but we have seen them in action now, which is interesting. I certainly can't wait to try this myself after the day's over, of course. But
we all look forward to that time at the end of the day when the bell rings and we all get to have a play.
It's going to be interesting. Because it is a most definitely a not seen before one.
Gav's got 2 minutes left on the clock now. He's eyeing up the salmon ladder, the bungee salmon ladder.
Here we go, Gav. You can tell that the pump is real. That last obstacle takes everything out of you, and now you have an even harder one approaching.
I mean, a regular salmon ladder is a technical obstacle. I wouldn't say the bungee salmon ladder is harder. I'd just say it's a little bit more technical. You have to be a little bit more precise with your bar placement. But if anyone can fly precisely with a bar, it's Gav Wilson.
Yeah, he's had a lot of work with this kind of thing before. Lots of more advanced bar obstacles, especially he built his own, obviously.
Being a tall competitor, he really has to watch his feet as well, because even from the second rung, he could still touch the ground. Done that beautifully. He goes for the transfer. Looks like he's going to nail this one. Super smooth on the transfer.
All right, here we go. Onto those shells.
He's into it, guys. He's into it.
He's grabbed it. He has grabbed it. The end is in sight for Gav. He just has to get this transition onto the second shelf.
Are we going to see our first finisher here? I believe we are, team.
Here
we go. He's down. He's up the wall. We've got our first finisher.
Oh, my
Ladies and gentlemen, Gav Wilson with a buzzer. That's our first through to stage 3.
Look at that. That is a stage 3 contender. This is our first stage 3 contender that we will have for tomorrow.
All right, now we have a show on our hands.
You've got to respect that. You have got to respect that.
And now, in his wake, we have some solid ninjas about to come up, and I'm sure many are going to follow his trend now. We've got some big names coming, powerful ninjas coming. Look at the veins busting out of him. He's just worked hard, that man has. Look at him go.
You can tell, and I bet trying to do things like signing those papers and stuff like that, I bet he's going to struggle with that. The forearm pump is unbelievable after these obstacles.
It's very hard to know how much pressure to put on the pen because you can't feel your forearms, but I'm sure he'll manage it.
Certainly hope so. He's done a stellar job today, and we'll see him tomorrow, of course.
Gav Wilson, our first finisher. What a wonderful run. Puts it all down, shows us how it's done. And no one more deserving. I mean, I don't know anyone who puts more into the ninja community than Gav Wilson. He's always in the background building stuff, making stuff, helping people with courses, running events, getting people interested and excited about the sport. So, that's just heartwarming stuff to see someone like him put in all those years of effort, and now he's been rewarded, and he's got a ticket to stage 3.
Such an incredible effort there. Even the transfer, just the transfer on the salmon ladder, sticking something like that when your arms are so fatigued is a difficult task.
He's done it. Look at the happiness on him.
Beautiful. Now we got some other extremely powerful contenders coming up. Once again, we've spoken about wingspan. We brought that up very briefly. I'd like to bring our attention to Tex, who's going to be later on the table.
Yes.
One of the most incredible wingspans I've seen. He's obviously quite young. He's only just, I think this is one of his first years in the NCL Finals, actually, if not his first year. So it's going to be interesting to see what that does when he comes onto the field to show all of our older, more senior competitors just what he can do. We saw him in stage 1 absolutely fly through the course.
Yeah, look, if you're out there in the ninja scene and you want to see some interesting action, I mean, the teenagers here in this competition, Tex, John and others, you know, these are the teenagers that are taking the future of the sport forwards for us. So these are the ones to watch. I'm expecting big things over the coming years with these guys running around. And another competitor I'm really excited to see. Where'd she go? Oh, who have we got next? Brendon Nass is next, is he?
Yeah, Brendon Nass is, of course, up next. We're just waiting, just resetting the obstacles. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brendon Nass to the start line. Brendon Nass, such an incredible performance on stage 1, managing to actually stick on the buzzer with a near miss. That boxing bag situation that we saw, Sam, with Brendon in stage 1, that was pretty amazing that he just kept the level head. He continued to push through and managed to actually get the results he was after.
That's what it takes. Not everything goes smoothly all the time, but if you can make adjustments on the fly and correct yourself, that's how you get to the end.
Exactly. See, people are trying to go for that skip just there, but if you don't have the wingspan...
They all want to follow the skip, don't they? I mean, it does feel nice, and it is good fun to fly and glide through the air like a little squirrel.
Personally, I even tried the skip. I couldn't stick that.
I saw that.
Don't
I saw you flailing a little bit.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, that's all something where you've just got to really try and judge that in the first place, and that's what the more senior competitors will always do.
So he's got a good swing up here. He's going to go for the fly. He's landed it. So
he has landed it.
People are really cruising through this obstacle now.
That's what happens, as you were saying earlier. Once you start to see the success rate pick up, you're going to start to see success.
And we've noticed a lot of competitors doing it in exactly the same way. So everyone's going hands right level with each other, matching beautifully. We're not seeing so many scrappy moves with like the left hand flying first, and or hanging on to the last hold with your right hand. Oh no, he's just the fat bar just spun in his hands.
Exit.
I bet he was not expecting that to happen.
I know I certainly wasn't, Sam. I wasn't expecting that one, but the steg, it is a hard obstacle and it will take out some of our best ninjas. We're going to see that one take out some more people to come, I'd say.
I mean, Stegosaurus is supposed to be a herbivore, right? But it's killing ninjas here all day long.
That's a good one, Sam. I like that.
There you go.
No, it's tough, but look, just looking at this catch here on the replay, we're not seeing much bicep grip catch going on, which is another way to do that for you viewers at home. Probably not the standard.
I've got a replay here of the Stegosaurus. I just want to know what went wrong. He had the mixed grip, so it shouldn't have spun.
Didn't spin.
And he's still...
There we go. He was not expecting to have to absorb that impact.
The right hand didn't come up.
Didn't quite
lock in. He was expecting it to go a bit further. And so he's paused on the grips a little bit until the bar has landed and stood still, then to regrip. But he had to do it a little bit sooner.
Good work all round there. It is a tricky obstacle, and once again, we spoke about it earlier. These 3 obstacles in a row are going to kill you, especially after absorbing that catch right before the Stegosaurus. All right, we've got a couple more contestants coming up. Let's see. We're going to see some very, very interesting stuff from now on. We've obviously got our big names such as Matt Bowles and Chris. We've got. I'm also excited to see Trev. I'm excited to see what he can get out of this course. But next up, of course, we have Mark. I believe we have Mark. That's what we're seeing on the. Yes, we do have Mark. Perfect.
Mark's on the starting gate.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mark Ravi to the starting line. Once again, one of our founders for NCL, if not our founder. He is almost like the father of this sport for us in Australia. He's done so much for us. He had a fabulous Stage 1 run, I believe. Just having a buzzer, it was his first buzzer, I believe.
He was very happy about that earlier today.
Rightfully so. It's been a long time coming and he deserves it.
Cruises through the first one, no worries on the first upper body obstacle. About to take to the squirrels. Now, is he going to go for the beta and do the skip, or is he going to use all of them? We'll soon find out. They call him the commissioner. I heard a rumour he actually had commish on his number plates on his car. Is that true?
I believe I have seen that, yeah.
Now that tells you how much dedication he's got to his
sport.
It does,
and it makes sense because he is the commissioner. We're seeing a bit of sideways momentum there. But you can regroup on that one. There we go.
Recovered nicely from that one. A little bit of an upset, but he's got the time to do it.
Slow and controlled.
Yep.
That's what we need to remember on this one.
Yet, is he?
Slow and controlled. You do have 6 minutes 15 on the clock. That is more than enough time to make it through these obstacles, and you don't need to rush your way through it, which is what some ninjas have made the mistake of doing so far.
Now he's lining this one up. He's got it. He's landed it. Oh, look at the side. He's very happy about that. You can see the relief on his face. Gives a little fist bump to the crowd.
Rightfully so, though.
Beautifully done, Mark.
Now we're onto the stag. Now this is going to be interesting, especially. I don't think. Well, Mark obviously helped design this obstacle. I mean, out of nature, you would have thought, "Oh, I've got to give this a go."
He wouldn't have. He wouldn't have. No way. No.
He has, as we were discussing this in Stage 1. He hasn't tested a single one of these obstacles because he doesn't want to put himself in an advantage.
That's right.
He doesn't. That basically sums up Mark in a nutshell. He is very honourable, and he doesn't want to give himself an advantage over any of the other competitors.
That's exactly right.
Let's see how he poses this one. One side up on the first step.
A little bit of an upset there, but he's just recovered nicely.
One side up again. Still recoverable.
Okay, he's fixing it. He's got a habit of popping one side up, but he seems to be able to recover it each time. So he goes for the mixed grip now. Building up a little bit of swing. There we go. One. Now he's gone level. So the mixed grip has really helped him out there.
One
more. Oh, no. Oh, no. And I think what's happened there,
down.
The 40 mil bar got the better of him.
It did, and it is thick. We need to remember that. It is a thick bar. The second bar is slightly more forgiving in that terms. But yeah, getting up there with that thick bar can be a bit of a nightmare.
So what happens there with a thicker bar, it opens your hands up a bit more. It's a little bit harder to squeeze. And yeah, if you don't have the wrist, your forearms start fading a little bit. You don't have the control on your wrists anymore. You end up with your hands hanging down under the bar, and then it's just your pinch grip. Your fingers to your thumbs is all that's holding you on the bar. Unfortunately there for Mark, it's just come unstuck. But what a wonderful effort. He'll be stoked to have made it to Stage 2, and halfway through Stage 2, past halfway.
Yeah.
That's definitely the best result for him in all the seasons of NCL put together. So
absolutely.
He'll be happy with that, and he's just loving the atmosphere and loving being a part of it.
And
this is the one I've been waiting for, Claire Butterfield. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stand, Claire Butterfield. Claire, once again, one of my schoolmates from way back in the time, grown up together. She's an amazing athlete, and she's come from a gymnastics background.
Yep, that always helps.
It definitely does. It helps with all the
having a bit of trouble reaching to that one, but she's got it now.
There's the height, and that's the height we were talking about earlier in the day, but it's all compensated for with her amazing power to weight ratio.
See how much more comfortable she is once she gets off the platform and onto an obstacle. All of a sudden she lights up and she's really confident and really excited about the obstacle. She's just confident there, you can just see.
You don't get to say that to many competitors, that their biggest trouble is actually getting onto the obstacle, and once
that's
they
right,
are,
yeah.
it's kind of interesting.
Oh, look at that. Good technique, build up a swing. She's had to adopt different techniques to compensate for the lack of reach, so she's doing really well. Even this, for her, this is a long jump.
It is.
To make that's scary.
Compared to someone like even yourself and I, this is going to be a lot longer jump. And it's purely because you obviously have to make more height on your launch.
Trev giving her some good advice on the side, giving some encouragement. She's done, oh, she's right in there. She's got it. Yep, beautiful, Claire, beautiful.
There you go now, it's all about this connection.
Oh, look at that, there you go.
She's made it.
She's through.
Now we're obviously onto the steg here. Once again, gonna have a bit of fun with that reach.
I think she's going to surprise us.
No, look at that.
I think she's going to surprise us.
Perfect location.
I think the Stegosaurus is about to get its backside whooped.
Yeah, I reckon you might be right there, Sam. This one here we go. What Claire's doing right now is a particularly smart move, and a lot of ninjas have failed to do that here. It's just rest those arms before the steg, because you can't leave it all up to after the steg when you're going to go onto the maze.
I think it's every kid's dream is to be a paleontologist when they're young, isn't it? And now, look at Claire, she gets to ride a Stegosaurus for the first time in her life, so that's pretty exciting, I reckon.
And she's straight up 1 step, that's 2 steps. And 3, making pretty light work of it.
Very easy through there, wow. Okay, Claire is ready to rumble. She means business.
Second bar.
That's okay.
Down.
She's got. Oh, look out! I've seen that technique before. Who was that?
Oh.
Gav Wilson, maybe. Hey, Claire is crushing this course today.
All about the launch.
So that's a big dismount
Nice
for her,
work,
but she's
Claire.
done it beautifully with 3 minutes 55 left on the clock. Claire is in another league right now.
Claire has to shake out those arms. It's all going to be about getting the blood pumping back into the forearms before going into what I would consider the forearm burner.
That's right, absolutely. Yeah, this is the one where you're going to spend more time on your forearms than any other obstacle today. Claire looking good, getting some advice from the side, making sure she's got time. I think she now knows that she has over 3 minutes on the clock, so she's going to take a rest here, and that's very wise.
It is, because she's going to need it also after the salmon ladder, so she's got to make sure she uses these rest periods to her full extent.
And she's actually done the first portion of this course relatively quickly, so it's allowed her to have a good rest here. I just hope she's left enough in the tank and doesn't commit too early to this one. Looking good.
Here we go.
Having a little bit of trouble navigating those slots with the holds. Decides to go a different way.
Here we go.
She's getting some movement now. Really want to start seeing some forward momentum on this one now.
Come on, Claire.
Okay, she's working it out. Good trouble feeding it through the gates, but it's okay. She's moving. Now we're through.
I would say the most important thing on this obstacle is keeping your hands close, making sure you don't get them too far apart.
Yep.
Otherwise, your forearm's going to be taking the majority of the burn, and it's going to be a lot.
She's straightened right out now into a straight arm. I think that's just going to have to happen as an energy saver. There's no other way around it. It does make it a little bit harder to navigate the gates and get the holds through the slots, but it can be done straight arm. No doubt about it, and Claire is booting it out. She's getting there.
Here we go, the crowd
very
is in
nearly. Yeah,
suspense.
she let go of the ball for a minute. Very nearly had some trouble there, but she's probably thinking of shaking out. She did just shake out one a little bit. As soon as she gets past that red tape, she can let go of the furthest ball and commit to the next cannonball. Will she be able to do it? Oh, she's committed to 2 hands on 1 ball. Now she's really going to have to generate some power here if she's going to make it. She's grimacing on her face. Oh, not quite. Oh, no. That almost happened in slow motion.
Oh my. It is the forearm pump, Sam.
Yes.
It is the forearm pump.
Absolutely.
Something that you could normally do, make a reach to the second cannonball. It can't happen when you got the forearm pump on.
She had to fight very early on in the obstacle. She really got hung up for a good 20 seconds at the beginning of the obstacle, and that's where she came unstuck, I think, is that it all happened at the very start. She had to spend too much energy right at the beginning of that one.
That was incredible.
But nevertheless, a fantastic result for Claire. How good is that?
That is, and this is the furthest and fastest a female competitor has made it so far. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, is Claire the only female competitor in stage 2?
I believe that's it for the day, yeah. I
It
believe
is.
Claire is. And so, with that, Claire, 19 years old,
is the
showing
victor
us
for
how it's
females.
done.
That is incredible. The fact that she's got strength that's on par with everyone else, and even with a lack of the wingspan, it's just, honestly, she's an inspiration.
Yep. Well, she beat me, and I know if I was choosing a team, I'd be choosing her for my team for the next portion tomorrow, which is going to be very exciting. I hope everyone hangs around to watch that. That's going to be a real show for you.
That, of course, is the Ninja Open, which will be happening tomorrow. 30 of the top Ninja athletes, they'll be getting put into a draft pool where we see it, the first team round robin style event. I'm excited, Sam.
I'm very excited.
It's going to be good fun.
So with 31 competitors going through to stage 2 and 30 of those competitors are eligible for the Ninja Open, it means only one person will miss out. Now that is quite unfortunate for that one person, but it also means that 30 remaining competitors will have a real great time on the course for the Ninja Open, putting on a show for the rest of you.
And it's going to be interesting to see how things like tactics and similar things play out in that respect.
Absolutely. And the top, the top 5 competitors, I think, or top 6 competitors choose their teams, I believe. So it's kind of like back in the school days in the schoolyard when you had to choose your footy team and everyone lines up, and you know, you don't want to be the last kid left at the end of that picking list, but someone's going to have to do it. It might be you, it might be me.
It might indeed, and we'll have to see on the day.
We might be the bench warmers, Tom.
Yeah, we might be. It really does take you back to school, doesn't it? Oh, wow. So we've got a couple more competitors coming up, still to come. We've got, obviously, Jack Anderson and Trev coming up. Excited for Trev.
Very excited.
As we've said, it's going to be good fun. We've still got Matt Bowles. You know, it's going to be interesting whether he adopts the speedy tactic or the slow and controlled tactic once again.
I mean, reason tells me that you don't need to go fast on this course. You know, judging by what we've seen earlier, I don't think you need to go fast. You know, by all means, go for it, send it. That's what we're here for. We're here for big sends. But next we have Jack.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Jack Anderson to the starting line. This is Jack. Obviously, I've trained quite a bit with Jack, so I'm a bit nervous for him, as you would be.
Look out! Oh, straight away. Okay.
Look at that, just showing everyone he's all good.
He's got to get that out of his head now and just focus, and don't let yourself be rattled by something like that on the course. It's going to happen. Just move on.
The question we have to ask him later is, did he clean his shoes? Did he clean his shoes? But that's okay. That's all in the past now.
He was the one telling us to clean our shoes before, wasn't he?
Absolutely was. So we'll have to ask him that question. But that is the nature of Ninja. You have to get straight back up if you fall down to make sure you can continue your run.
He's just running through in his head, making sure he commits to the right hand. He's done well. Goes for the skip. That seems to be the beta on this one. You have to touch, obviously, the last ball before you dismount. Done it well. Looking fresh, looking calm and collected.
Good, and this is an approach that we need to see more of, especially coming into our top competitors, because that's going to be the difference between making it to that buzzer and not making it.
Okay, that's good. He hasn't committed to a huge swing, and I believe that is the way to do this. Yes!
I believe you're right there, Sam. It's all about the positioning more so. You need to make sure that you're really focused on where you're grabbing, more so than getting height and all that kind of thing.
That's right. Most times you lâcher between obstacles, you like to get nice and high, especially if you're committing to like a UFO or some candlesticks or something. You like to throw nice and high so you've got good shock absorbers to let yourself down.
And room for error as well.
This obstacle's very different. It's actually, you want to fly level to it so you can have the accuracy.
Forearm burn starting here and is approaching the
just
set.
Starting to shake out a little bit. Not what you want to see at the beginning of a very pumpy upper body obstacle, but I believe he's got what it takes. Stegosaurus has been defeated already. The Stegosaurus knows how to lose. Jack doesn't, so let's do it, Jack.
Come on, Jack. Here we go, up the second step. No falter so far. Making a smooth run on this one. Perfect. He's got to get off that bar quickly, as it looks like he does. That's one thing. You don't want to stay on those bars for long.
Absolutely, yeah. Every second you're up there is a second gone. You only have a certain amount of time on your hands. And Jack, he's grimacing a little bit, but he's holding it in. He's going to get there, and he's off. Very well done, Jack.
Now, Jack is a circuit board master. I've seen Jack on numerous occasions go backwards and forwards on circuit board style obstacles, so it'll be interesting to see how he copes with this one.
I hope he doesn't go backwards and forwards on this one, Tom.
Yeah. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's not programmed into his head. So here he comes up on the circuit slider now.
Needs to do a Harry Styles and go one direction on this one.
He most certainly does. That was a good joke. I respected that one, Sam. Here he goes, just mapping it out. No pun intended on the map, but that's all right.
Plenty of time. 3 minutes 15 left on the clock.
Getting some advice from the sideline really shows the community here. Once again, as Jack and I were saying, it's ninja versus course, not ninja versus ninja so much at this point in time.
tomorrow, however, with the Ninja Open, when teams verse each other, it will be Ninja versus Ninja, and that's going to be also very exciting. So make sure you tune in for that one.
Jack speeding through this component.
Jack looking very smooth now. He's actually in a position where he can actually dismount, and he's going to, and there he goes. And he's still going single arms on these. He's looking good. He's smiling and taunting with the... He's playing with the crowd. He's looking fresh. I like this.
There we go. Jack has gone through with pretty decent pace as well. The fact that he has 2 minutes 30 on the clock, he needs to make sure that he gives enough time.
Look out, Jack. Where has he come from? See, I didn't know Jack until this morning.
Well, one thing you should know about Jack, Sam, is this guy's a force to be reckoned with.
The Force. Jack the Force.
The Force. Here we go. Now, one technique that we have played around with, Jack, myself, and James, is we often play around with the idea of the whip, which is a salmon ladder technique where you basically skip all of the unnecessary components in the middle of the salmon ladder and just get straight up there.
It did look like he was planning for that. You know, the way the moves he was doing just then gave me an indication that that's maybe what he wanted to do. Or he's going to go for a reverse pump.
It'll be interesting. I personally would go for the reverse one, just because I know I'm not going to have much energy at the top to transition.
He's going to go to a traditional.
He's going standard.
He is, yep.
Okay, to that mixed grip standard.
Safe.
Beautiful work.
It does remind me of one of my favourite moments in NCL history.
Jack is doing incredibly so far.
Here he goes. Has he got it in the tank to get through these doors? He's made the transfer.
Right, here we go.
He's going to take 100% commitment into the hands. He's got it. Look at that.
Come on, Jack. This is good news. This is very good news.
Jack is legit. Here he goes.
Come on, Jack.
Come on, Jack. Send it.
Finisher.
Woo!
Now you have to be proud of that man up there. He is an up-and-comer.
I actually don't know that he expected to do that. That was sensational. What a run.
And that's your commentator right there,
He
by the way.
almost seemed surprised to hit the buzzer. Do you think in his mind he knew he was going to get that today?
He did.
Did he?
He definitely did.
He was confident. Okay,
the reason
good.
I say that now, Sam, is because Jack is one of the most confident blokes you'll speak to, and it's really good. He makes sure that he's confident going into the course.
Great.
Because he doesn't let anything get in his way mentally, which is
even a slip up on the first obstacle, as we've just seen in the replay. Even that
remains confident.
Still
the whole
pulled it
way
together.
through.
Put down a good run.
And I won't hear the end of it now that he beat me as well, which is one of the funny things.
Well, that's always the fun of Ninja. And
good competition there.
That's right.
That was good effort, Jack.
I mean, Jack walked in when he had a jumper on, and I didn't know he was a ninja because I'd never seen him before, and he didn't strike me as like the typical, super wiry, veiny-looking guy. And then he's come out here with next to no pump, and he's just smashed the whole course and hit a buzzer heading on to stage 3. What a champion!
What you need to know about Jack is he spends a lot of time training very interesting variations of things that are going to help you on the course. He trains weighted campus board and stuff.
Cool.
To get that forearm strength up.
Great.
He trains all of your weighted pull-ups and stuff.
Yep.
As does myself, James, and the other boys down here. We have a little cohort where we get together and train. And you just got to he makes sure that he has that necessary strength that is proving super useful for things like the salmon ladder.
It's fantastic stuff.
Right, so that's our second competitor for today. We've seen 2 people go through. That's, of course, we've got Gav and we've got Jack. Jack is the underdog. It's his first season coming into NCL. He's done a stellar job so far. I'm expecting big things from him in stage 3 as well. He's got such a strong amount of potential, Sam.
Oh, it's very exciting stuff. Yeah, I love seeing you guys. I love seeing newcomers to the sport doing well and crushing dreams. Crushing our dreams, crushing the veterans. That's what I like to see, And it actually spurs me on because it makes me think, hang on a minute, I've got to up my game here. These young guys are about to overtake us. Let's get amongst it. Use their energy. Use that young, youthful energy and drive yourself forwards.
It's great. It's great to see so many people as well. The actual cohort of ninjas in the first place has expanded so much in the past couple of years. It's become a much more popular sport. People are getting amongst it.
That's right.
And we're going to see that expand even more rapidly, I'd say, over the next couple of years, as it is an emerging talent.
That's right. And as you see, there's a few young ones running around in the high-vis Tradie Ninja shirts, a couple of green ones, one pink one. Oh, we'll talk about that later. Trev Salter. We have Trev Salter at the starting gate, ready to hit the stage 2 course. Let's give him a big round of applause. Trevor Salter.
This is Trev. Now, this is the one we've been looking forward to. Trev puts on a show.
Trev's just great to watch.
Great to watch. I believe he's our oldest competitor.
Yep.
Correct me if I'm right. Yep, okay, beautiful. He's our oldest competitor. And he shows some of us young guns how it's done. And he shows that at the end of the day, pure muscle is amazing.
Like they say, there's no replacement for displacement.
Yeah. I like that one as well. You're bringing good ones out today, Sam. All right, here we go. Getting a bit of a backswing up.
Getting a really big backswing. Doing well so far. He's got a good reach on him too. I mean, you don't notice it because his arms are so thick, but he's actually got a reasonable span.
He does, and he's done a good effort on that one. Good amount of swing. Straight onto this catch. See how this one goes.
He's got a huge swing, which is probably good on this. Oh no! Yep, I know exactly. That has caught out so many people. The left hand bumps it, and just it rips it out of your right hand. If you saw a replay of that in slow-mo, I think you'll see the left hand has bumped the obstacle, spun it sideways, and here we go. Here's the slow-mo replay. Let's see what happened. Had a beautiful swing, beautiful timing. Everything was ready to go at this point. He flies. The left one didn't get into the slot. It bumped the little rail just underneath, and it's just given it a little wriggle and a jiggle, and his right hand's peeled off. I mean, you imagine how much weight is coming down, and not only his body weight, but the momentum of his weight coming downwards. So that's multiplied his weight by probably, 2 or 3 times. So to expect one hand to hold on to, nearly 200 kilos, that's an awful ask of one hand. So unfortunately for Trevor, that's the end of his run. But wonderful for him to get to stage 2. Wonderful for him to get to halfway down stage 2 course. That's pretty exciting.
Phenomenal effort by him. Once again, he's an inspiration. He's an inspiration to all of the older folk as well. I know I've had my father personally tell me how much of an inspiration that man is to all of those guys. All right, so we've got a couple of up-and-comers coming still. We want to look out for Tex. Tex is one of the big ones that we need to look out for, and he will be doing big things over the next couple of years.
That's right, big things coming for Tex. What is he, 17?
I believe he's either in the 16, 17 ranges. I did have it on paper somewhere, but looking at our desk, papers everywhere currently. So.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess down here, but hey, we're ninjas, we're not house cleaners.
That's exactly right, Sam.
Not that house cleaners can't do ninja. Sure,
exactly, that is exactly right.
I mean, they're used to holding mops and bars and stuff. Tex, speaking of Tex, here he is. Tex, 6'2", the big man, the big dog, Tex Gallagher. Let's give him a round of applause. All right, here comes Tex. Once again, the wingspan here. Keep an eye out for it. He will be doing skips, and he'll be doing the skips efficiently. Okay. Yeah, here he goes. He decides to go for the balls instead of the bungees, probably because of his height. He probably doesn't want to hit a bungee and drop and have to lift his legs up because he will touch the ground. That's a very good point, actually, yes. I've seen a DQ once already today because of a tall person, 6'5" competitor touching the ground. That has been a problem, and he has taken a very educated approach to that. Very mature of him, actually. Yeah, I mean, I just love seeing these young guys who actually have maturity on the course. I mean, it's all good to be young and gung-ho, but when they actually play it smart, that's really impressive. Yeah, that's incredible. Coming on now, there's the ball dismount, and we've obviously got our delivery catch now. The name of that letterbox. The letterbox, there it was. I was digging for it there, and we found it. Okay, this is the letterbox catch. Obviously, you've got to get both arms in between, both hands. It's a tricky one. They're big hands too. He's got big mitts. Big mitts, and there's little room for error here. You can just fit 2 hands in there. There we go. He looks calculated. Oh no, he's bumped it with both hands. Oh, that's devastating. You can see the look on his face. He is not happy with that. He knows he had a lot more in the tank. He knows he had a buzzer in him. And unfortunately for Tex, that is the end of his run. That is very devastating. He had a lot of potential for this young man. He did, and we said it earlier. We said that this obstacle still has a lot more casualties to take. It still has a lot more ninjas to knock down. It is a nightmare.
It really is.
It really is. And look at this, both hands bumped the board. He didn't even get one in the slot to even have a hope of recovering it, Tom.
It just requires an enormous amount of accuracy, which obviously when you're stressed out and you're getting on the obstacle course, when you're actually there, it's very different to when you're on the sideline going, okay, I need to be focused on that catch. Because when you're doing the catch physically, you've got pressure. There is pressure.
Exactly. And that's Ninja, isn't it? It just takes one little mistake and your dreams are crushed. But, you know, knowing Tex, he's going to be back. He's coming back harder and hotter than ever. He's going to get into the gym. He's going to train. Big things coming from Tex. I expect it.
Absolutely right. Now, I'd like to remind you very quickly, Sam, we've only had 2 finishes so far. Okay, so currently we have Gav coming first, and we've got Jack Anderson close by coming second. Second on the board, an amazing time. Actually, I don't even know if Jack's second. Jack could be coming first currently. We would have to check the leaderboard when that comes up later on. But so far, 2 Stage 3 contenders, that's it.
That's right, we don't have that many more Ninjas left, so we're really hoping for some more to join them in Stage 3 later on. Here comes Cody Thomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Cody Thomas to the start line. This is Cody. So we've seen Cody in Stage 1. He had a pretty good performance. His strength. I'd like to talk about his strength. He moves through obstacles. I've seen him training, and he shows you up. He will show you up.
He's the lock-off king. He's the one that people compare themselves to when they're talking about lock-off. So I'd say between him and Shaun Petter, the guy from Albany, these two are the strongest lock-offs we've got in the building and probably in the state.
I actually would have to agree with you there. Seeing this man doing weighted one-arm pull-ups, holding a weight plate in one arm and doing a one-arm pull-up in the other, you don't see that every day.
That's right. That takes commitment and hard work. There's no other way around it. You don't just get born doing one-arm chin-ups. It takes dedication. It takes work. Cody is a very practical man. He makes a lot of things with his hands. He's very good on the, he welds up obstacles, he makes obstacles. He's actually made and tweaked obstacles on this course. You can see that he almost did a one-arm chin-up just to get himself to the next hold.
It's almost like he's dying to show it off.
I mean, if you can do one-arm chin-ups like that, then why wouldn't you show it off?
Exactly, why wouldn't you? And we're obviously on to the stag now. It'll be interesting to see how he copes with this one. He is all pull, this man. He has a lot of pull strength.
I would expect this to be done fast, done and dusted. That's my expectation. A little slip up at the start. Oh, he's going back to where he started, but that's all right. It's okay. He just needed a little bit of that to anger him on to finish it.
Now, for you watching at home, often some of you go, why would you bother going quickly when you have the potential to fall? Remember, every second you're on one of those bars, you're fatiguing.
He's coming down the other side of the Stegosaurus very smoothly. And we have another one just about to, and he does. He's defeated the dinosaur.
There we go. It's a 2-swing there. Better safe than sorry. Remember, you still have a lot of time on the clock.
With 4 minutes 25 on the clock and only 3 obstacles remaining. This shows the caliber of ninja that Cody Thomas is. He's going to have a good little rest here, I'd say. He's looking at the cannonballs. He actually had to make these cannonballs for NCL. So the original handles we had a little bit of trouble in testing. So Cody took these ones home. He welded them up. And he's never tried the obstacle. He's welded up the handles. He has never tried them in the slots on the obstacle. So just so you know, he's very fair about this. But people like that who make this work, this is the reason we can have such cool comps.
It's the honesty and just the competitive nature that he has. It's just so good. He's such a great addition to the ninja community, and he's moving through ridiculously.
That is the fastest we've ever seen this obstacle done for sure, without a doubt. And you know he's got the grips to finish it off.
Transition onto the first, second.
Oh, look at that.
Cannonball.
Look at that.
All right,
this is going to be another finish. I've got a good feeling about this.
We are now onto that bungee salmon ladder. It's taken out a number of people so far. 2 people have gotten through this entire obstacle, being Gav Wilson and Jack Anderson. Let's see if we can get our third.
Come on, we all want to see another finisher. We all want to see another buzzer hit. We all want to see another person into Stage 3. Cody Thomas. There's a lot riding on this one for him. He's done plenty of salmon ladders in his time, but none under this much pressure and none after such a difficult course, I imagine. So this is where it all comes down to for Cody Thomas.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how this pans out from here on out. He's obviously got the shelf grabs straight afterwards, which are pretty difficult when your forearms are gassed.
He's breathing heavy and he's resting, but I'm telling you, he is not as tight as he's making it look. He's still got plenty in the tank. This guy, he grips for days. He's got strong grips and he's got long grips.
He does. He's not playing around. This guy's he's serious. There we go, locked into the first one.
Very nice. He's got great technique. He's very smooth. Not something you see often with a powerful competitor, is smoothness, but Cody is powerful and smooth.
He is, and we're on to the final 2 shelves.
He's
here.
got the doors, he's done the door, that's the hard one. The next one has more straps, so it's obviously going to sit more level. Got a good feeling about this, Tom.
It's looking good so far. He's got
Here he is.
And this, it has to be.
It's going to happen. That little wall's never going to stop him.
It's not going to stop him. That is our third. That is our third stage 2 finisher for this NCL Finals. Oh my goodness, we have some exciting competition.
What a champion. All right, stage 3 is heating up. Cody, the third to join the ranks in stage 3.
Well, Sam, that makes it our third Ninja through to stage 3.
You must know what that feeling's like. You just finished the buzzer yourself.
100%. It's a good feeling. This course definitely tests you. And
Yeah.
but Cody, I mean, he's one of the best, and he made that look pretty easy. This guy's got grip strength.
You
for
were the
days.
second finisher of the day. Now, is it good to see Cody come through? Let's be honest. Now that means you will be up against him on stage 3. So how do you really feel about that?
Honestly, the thing, I come back to it every time. The thing I love about Ninja is you're not versing other ninjas. I was supporting him that whole time. You're versing the course. I don't really worry about winning or coming first. It's really, people aren't there to verse each other. They're there to verse the course. And for us tomorrow, it's going to be taking on that stage 3 and seeing how far we can get through this monster and seeing if anyone can get through it.
That's right, Jack. That's what we love to see. That's the spirit we want to hear. All good things here at NCL Finals.
Happy days. And you can see now that we're really getting into the back end of this with some of the best of the best.
Absolutely. And I mean, coming up next, what have we got? We've got 5 competitors left to run.
And we got Dave Ravi now. Next up, everybody, is our gym owner, Dave Ravi. Now, Dave is very familiar with this course. He designed the course, as a matter of fact, so hopefully he should do pretty well on this.
Well, let's hope that experience comes into play here.
Taking a walking approach on the steps, nice leisurely stroll. And these are the bungee candles. These are good ones.
He likes to skip it. We've seen that out of our not so tall competitors going for the skips on the bungees. The taller competitors seem to go for the balls, but Dave was cruising through these ones.
And I'll tell you what, having been on the first 3 obstacles now, the first 3 are really good fun.
They are, and you don't feel tired at all by the end of them.
No, you just they're just really enjoyable.
Yep.
But this is the nerve-wracking one here.
That's
Dave's
right.
going nice and quick through these obstacles.
Come on, Dave, let's do this one.
Just finish it off.
Goes for it. Oh, smooth as butter.
And moving through those spinning handles with no problems whatsoever. Dave definitely has the potential to go all the way. I mean, he coaches so many of the young kids around here. He's familiar.
Right.
He's got great technique on every single obstacle. It's part of his job. He needs to know the techniques. So this guy executes perfectly all the time. And he's got 5 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock here.
Plenty of time on the clock, and he's a very calculated competitor.
100%.
He doesn't take big risks. He doesn't show a lot of emotion on the course, but he's calculated, he's precise, and he just keeps working.
Yeah, definitely. He's so in the zone when he's on that course. And hopefully he's going to fly through this obstacle.
Here he goes, just gets up the first one.
Up the
Second one done. Third, one more to get to the top. Oh, a little bit of a hiccup, but I think he'll be able to correct that. There he does, he's got it.
He's looking good. These later ninjas make something like this just look so simple.
Oh no! Oh, no! Oh, that's devastating for Dave. But he hasn't flown straight. He's just the right hand. I didn't see if he had a mixed grip or not, but yeah, he's just, as he popped it out, he's travelled to the right and just unhooked the bar.
Coming out on the back end of that Stegosaurus, I don't think that's where he wanted to finish.
I don't think he expected that at all.
But, you know, he builds his own obstacles, so that's the irony in this situation.
I've seen him with a nail bag on. I've seen him with a drill in his hand. He's been here till late at night drilling and screwing stuff on and fixing stuff up. He's done a marvellous job bringing us a wonderful course.
And I think if anyone has any excuse to be tired or to have a lapse in judgment on this course, it's Dave.
I think so. I think you're right.
But he'll be back to the drawing board, building another hard obstacle course for next year, and he's going to be tackling it again.
Yep.
And it is so slippery being on that obstacle. I mean, one slight minor error and the Stegosaurus, you've been defeated.
That's right. Well, the dinosaur claims one more victim.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of my biggest inspirations, this is Matthew Bowles. And it's very true. He is one of my biggest inspirations. He is one of the strongest ninjas that you're going to see going around.
And Tommy, if there's an expected winner of this whole comp, it is Matthew Bowles.
It's this man. He has performed in the past. He's had a couple slip-ups. Sometimes he goes too fast for his own liking, which can be a problem. But what we're seeing right here is he's taking a cool, calm, and collected approach.
This guy trains calisthenics like you do, and he can pull off some pretty amazing things, I hear.
Once again, my inspiration, and always will be my inspiration. This man's taught me a lot in the calisthenics world and ninja world. He really is super, super strong.
Oh! No! Matthew Bowles coming out on special delivery.
The special delivery has taken its toll today. It has taken out some of the best. I was not seeing that. I did not see that coming.
I'm in shock.
I actually am in pretty genuine shock.
Matthew Bowles, let's take a look at the replay here and see what went wrong.
I believe it was the high knock. It's been something that's happened a lot today. The high knock has got a lot of people caught off guard.
Well, we can see here he had a great lache, super small.
It was the high knock, slightly miscalculated timing there.
Wow, and how close was that though? That was extremely close, and it's a real shame there that you can just see even the slightest knock can throw you out.
It's unlucky, but look.
That's an early upset, Tommy.
It is an early upset, and we did say it earlier. We're going to see this kind of thing happen. We're going to see this kind of thing happen in later stage 2. And even with, we've got 3 more competitors after this. It's still possible to happen for these 3. These 3 are some of our best competitors. We've just seen it happen to Matt. It can happen to Stephen. It can happen to Chris. It can happen to Cameron. It can happen to anyone.
Yeah. And fingers crossed for our last 3 competitors that they get through special delivery, that they get through the Stegosaurus, and then onwards there. I think that that's a smooth running for them.
It is. And look, they well, like yourself, they all have a shot now at that $3 grand.
Well, we can see our next top competitor lining up. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our 3rd final competitor, Stephen Bateman. Now, someone who has a lot of grip strength, Stephen is your man.
Yeah, you've got to marvel. This guy, honestly, has got so much strength. I've seen him operating on the course a number of times. You would have as well, Jack. He's got so much strength. He's really good at analysing what he's done wrong and how he can improve the next time.
100%.
Here we go.
A little bit of a slip up here, but he's going to recover.
There we go. The recovery was good.
And you know what? He's one of our top competitors, but he's still making his debut here, which is just the crazy part.
That is one of the funny things. Himself and Cam, this is their first season in the finals.
They're some of the best. It's their first time, and they just look so natural on the course. Maybe it's because of how many qualifiers they go to and that they win.
Exactly. They've been to, I believe, looking at Stephen, he's actually been to a majority of the qualifiers this year, if not all, and he's pulled off some major performances on that one. But we've got the special delivery now, which has taken out some big names.
Come on, Stephen. He is capable. He's going to pull this one off.
Here we go.
Oh! Tom!
It's the second upset.
This is a curse.
It is. Listen, once one person falls off an obstacle, it is very common. We've seen it in past years with the doors. It is very common for people to fall in an array-like pattern. They'll go down one by one afterwards, and it is up to one person to break that curse. And it's so unfortunate that it's happening late in the running order.
Well, I guess let's take a quick look at the replay here, but I think we're going to see the exact same approach
it's the
that happened
high
to Matt.
tap.
Oh.
Only just as well. And what happens there, viewers, is the high tap is basically causing it to move, so your fingers cannot physically slot into that gap.
And I was saying this to Sam earlier, which is, as ninjas, where are we catching things when we lash out? We're catching above. So that's our natural instinct. And this obstacle is flipping it all on its head. And they're saying, hey, catch in the middle this time. So we're so used to just try and get as high as possible and get a higher grab. But this time, they're flipping the game up. They're testing our new strengths. So hopefully, in our last two competitors, we can break this curse.
It's gonna be interesting. I actually don't know what to expect from this point out. I don't know whether this is going to be overcome, where these next two competitors are going to actually...
Matthew Bowles, Stephen Bateman, two of our biggest names. And they've just both come unstuck on special delivery. And Tex before we saw. But next up is the big man.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Asgard, Chris Keswick.
Chris, this guy is going to bring some passion to this course.
We've seen this guy's passion in action. He doesn't just show the passion on the course right now, he shows it during his training.
100%.
He'll always have just the verbal passion. You'll hear him making his loud noises later on down the track in this course.
100%.
Let's see how he goes here.
Interesting approach.
Taking an extra swing, dismounts.
Playing it safe.
Yeah, it's playing it safe. At the end of the day, you still got 5 minutes to 50 on the clock, so it's not a problem.
And we can see Chris already trying to break out the lactic acid, and he's going long-term here. He's thinking smart.
And I did talk to him earlier. That was one of his strategies that he was going to use on this particular course. He wants to play the long game.
Yeah, and Chris builds his own obstacles at his own house, as well as training here, so he's very well experienced across so many different obstacles. And I have a feeling that if there's someone who's trained special delivery, it could be this man here.
He's got the tactics down pat. He's done some very tricky catches in his time himself. But this one, obviously, we've seen 2 people taken out in a row. Now, we need Chris to break this curse.
We need Chris to do it. Can he do it? Yes, he can.
Of course he can, Jack.
It's Chris Keswick.
Oh my!
That's our 3rd big name out on special delivery.
In the drink, that's our 3rd person in the drink. Oh my.
This is devastating, Tommy.
I wasn't expecting this. I certainly wasn't, especially coming to the final stages. We've seen a number of people completing that component of the obstacle course. It really makes you think, what's going to be coming up for Cam now? Is this going to be getting in his head?
I mean, Chris, out of all people, he's so focused and so mentally strong. And I think it's just a mental game. You see these other people falling on the same obstacle. You see the big names like Matt Bowles and Stephen Bateman. And it just plays with your mind, and you've got to be able to deal with it. But
I can't see how this next run's going to pan out, Jack.
I don't know.
I can't see what's going to happen here.
Tommy, I think we just got to cross our fingers and pray that Cam gets through.
Yeah, Cam most certainly deserves this one. He's had a big year, obviously, with his new child
100%.
who's come in.
Cameron became a dad this year, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty amazing, and obviously it's his first season as well.
Yeah, can't forget that he's making his debut, but he hit 3 buzzers this season, so this guy's built. Ladies and gentlemen, our final seeded competitor for today, Cameron Reading. And you can see the crowd gathering around for this big final performance.
It is. It's the final one. I'm excited. I don't know how this is going to pan out. I'm sure he doesn't either, but he's got to get that out of his head now.
100%. Cam, I'm confident that he's going to fly through this. Let's get a 4th Stage 2 finisher. Let's get him up the wall.
All right, taking time. He's also going for that slow and steady approach. 100%. We've seen that Chris was doing that. Now Cam is.
And as our top-seeded competitor, I'll tell you what, he finished 1st at the WA 3rd qualifier and the 7th qualifier. So this guy is he knows how to come first, that's for sure.
He's performed and consistently too.
He's good.
He just needs to make sure that this is another example of one of those performances.
100%.
Can he get through the special delivery?
Cameron Reading, our heavy-duty diesel mechanic. Can he pull this one off? Yes, he can.
There we go. Oh, he's
Yes!
made it. He has stuck
He's
it.
broken the
He's
curse.
stuck it. That's good. That's good. You can see his smile there. He was worried. He was definitely worried. But it's now on to the Steg.
Now, he's got the momentum going with him. He's just got to keep it going in this back end of the course. This is where it gets difficult. This is no longer technical. This is a strength game. Cam has this strength, though, so hopefully
He has the strength, Jack. He has the strength. But the question is, does he have the endurance left in him? I think he definitely does.
I think he does. I've seen Cam go from one course run, just run straight back to the start and go to another one.
That's Cam for you.
He'll do 10 course runs and he'll be like, oh, yeah, this is just like my next one.
Yeah.
It's no problem. And you can see that coming out here today.
There's the first bar. He's now on to the backside of the Stegosaurus.
Let's see how he handles this one.
The accuracy is really strong here.
And he's checking every side each time. So analytical.
Composed.
And he's going to be off the Steg and onto the circuit slider. Tommy, I don't want to call it early, but I think Cam's got this.
A little fist pump there. He's definitely happy with himself so far. He wants to make sure, though, that he plays it safe.
Well, he's got 4 minutes on the clock here.
It would be silly not to play it safe now, Jack.
But Cam's ambitious. Who knows what he's going to do? He could just go straight onto this, and I wouldn't be surprised.
All right. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. It's our last competitor. It's obviously our best competitor for the year. You just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if there's going to be a slip or anything.
But he's our top.
He's
our
on
top
good
seeded
stead.
competitor for a reason.
And he's
He
on
is the
good
best of
stead,
the
Jack.
best. Cam reading. And he's looking good through the circuit slider so far.
He is. He's making sure he moves through quickly, which is the name of the game with this thing.
He's taking a two-arm approach and just moving them together.
It is a mistake that some people haven't made, is take that two-arm approach to get to the end there.
I think he's going to get through this one. Come on, Cam.
All right, there we go. He still looks like he has gas in the tank.
He's got gas in the tank, and he's got 3 minutes left, Tommy. Could this be our fourth finisher for today?
I most certainly think so.
This is the big one. He's got the bungees. He's never seen these before. This is a never-seen-before obstacle for Cam. But if there's anyone who's going to do it, as we've emphasized all throughout this run, it is Cam Reading.
All right, let's see how he plays this. Now, there's a couple different grips we can use on this one, of course. We haven't seen anything alternating from the traditional grip so far. People are pretty nervous because it is a new obstacle and they've never tried it before. 100%.
I think he's going to take the mixed grip, turn around, go up the bungees, turn around lache.
Very much so
days.
traditional.
And he's got 2 minutes 20 on the clock, and it looks like he's going to go. Everyone in the crowd is watching on and rooting for him.
There we go. That's first
rung
bungee
number
locked in.
1.
That's number 2.
Bungee number 2. This is the easy one. Come on, Cam.
Good.
Bungee
He's
number
on fire.
3.
Now, the rest of it is just a salmon ladder obstacle. We've done it a number of times before.
Come on, Cam. And this is the big one. This is the big lache. He's got to stick this one. And he sticks it.
He's stuck it.
Come on, he's just got to get off this final board. He's got plenty of time on the clock here, Tommy. Cam can do this.
He's stuck it. Stuck the second one.
And Cam Reading.
There we go.
Our fourth stage 2 finisher.
Straight up the wall. This is number 4. Look at that.
Struggling on the way up.
Struggling on the way up. And rightfully so. It's been a tough course. And that's our final competitor for today, obviously. 4 people up the wall, including yourself, Jack. You must be nervous.
100%. Well, I mean, what a great way to end the day. We didn't end on a fall. Cam broke the curse in special
He
delivery.
broke the curse. I was worried for a sec.
100%. And such a great effort by Cam Reading. He's one of our top-seeded competitors. He's one of the best.
Let's have a look at this very quickly. We've got 4 competitors now that we know are in stage 3.
It's
These
exciting.
are our top 4 competitors who have the shot at $3,000.
Yes, 100%. If they can claim total victory in stage 3. But I mean, we just saw stage 2. That took out almost everyone. So
it's going to be tough, Jack. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm certainly hoping so. And I got my fingers crossed for you, I can tell you that much.
100%. There are some ninjas in amongst these top 4 that definitely could pull off stage 3. They are the experienced ones. They know what to do. And not myself included, the other 3,
I was
obviously.
about to say, talking yourself up a bit there, mate. I love it.
I'm very inexperienced, but these guys could do it. and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be so exciting tomorrow. What a fantastic result. I mean, we started with 31 competitors in stage 2 today, and we are now down to 4 competitors coming into stage 3, which is so exciting. We've got Cody Thomas, we've got Gav Wilson, we've got Cameron Reading, and we've got some other guy. So this is gonna be great.
Don't do that, mate. We know that you've done a great job today. This is, of course, Jackie Anderson's first ever performance in the NCL Finals, and he has, of course, got up the watt ball along with Cameron.
100%.
Well, that's the end, ladies and gentlemen, of stage 2. That is a closing to what's been a fabulous day. We have seen some great upsets and some amazing acts of inspiration. It's been incredible. You certainly have inspired me a lot today, Jack, and I'm sure you will into the future, and especially tomorrow.
100%. And Tommy, I am so excited for stage 3 tomorrow. We're going to be seeing 8 of the toughest obstacles that we've ever seen in Australian history. So this is going to be awesome. Stay tuned tomorrow for stage 3 and for the Australian Ninja Open. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.